We got the late 2000s rivalry and the galactic tyrants of destruction engage in battle. That and more on today's episode of BrobusCast Death Battle Edition. Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of BrobusCast. I'm your host, Brobuscus. With me today is ZDogg.
Filthy monkeys.
We were called that the entire comment section, by the way.
Racial
I'm
implications
the most fake Frieza fan, apparently.
Racial implications aside, we also have Richard.
Oh, this matchup will be quite salubrious for me.
Okay. And we also have two special guests, the first of which is a returning guest from last episode, because I guess we just liked him that much, Hyper.
Hi. I was not sure if I was going to join unless I really liked the next time, because I would have been down to just talk about Coax and the next time, but unless the next time was cool, and I definitely fit that bill.
And joining us, we have another special guest, new to this podcast, Rena.
Hi. I screamed like a monkey when this was announced, so you could say I'm moderately excited.
Just
You're a fake
moderately.
Frieza fan.
Moderately. Yeah, just moderately. Just a little bit.
Just like this, just like this tiny bit much, whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
It'll probably be cool.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to that, we have a new episode to talk about. I know Hyper especially is really excited to get into it. Because at long last, Cole McGrath versus Alex Mercer is out.
Yay.
After all this time.
Yep.
Yay.
It has taken far too long, but here we are.
14 years I've waited.
Yep, and it turned out pretty solid. I think. Methinks. So that's good.
I have a lot to say on it.
It's probably in my top 5 of the season. It is like back and forth between this and Chosen Undead versus Dragonborn. Like really, it's like I don't know which one I like more at this rate.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, do we need to say anything about?
Well, first off,
Yeah. Do we need to say anything about the results? I mean, we were right. Hello. Hi. Thank you.
We were all right.
Wait, hi.
I mean, yeah, no, there was really nothing much about the results there.
Yeah. Like.
It was
No,
just
not
Yeah,
right.
we got it right. They
We
explained it
did
pretty well.
get it right.
Yeah.
Although
yeah,
I guess a small thing, they did kind of give Alex way more credit than I thought they would, because they gave him like similar-ish speed. He was just slightly slower, not even like by like a 2 times difference, and also 450 kilotons from the explosion instead of the 75.
He's like 15 weaker, which is actually a lot better than most AP slumps this season.
which is hilarious because this probably had like the least debate going in, and by their own stats, it's one of the closest ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
The only
agree.
ones that are comparable and close to this are like Philip Misaka, and that's only an AP. Like they literally have Misaka Blitz. Vader Obito's like the only one that Vader Obito and Phoenix Raven are the only ones. That
Yeah, no, those are the
closer.
only. Yeah, no, those are the only 2. Yeah,
Mhm,
which is
yes,
amazing,
agreed.
which is hilarious, and I find that very funny.
Yes.
Funny, I
agreed.
doubt
But
it.
yeah, results. It's pretty cool and all. But can we just talk about that episode?
That's what we're here to do.
That's
So
sounds good. So hey, remember last episode when we said that we were kind of like having a debate on whether or not they would treat this like a lost episode? Well,
They
twist my nipples hard, but why.
Ayo.
Oh my God. Okay. So
Anyways.
they didn't like. Okay, so it's like they kind of treated it like a lost episode. Like also kind of did it. Basically, they try to like give it like a sort of 2000s or early 2010s ish vibe with like the old script, which like I get it, and they basically try to like go for like a with a bunch of dated references and all that stuff to just get to sort of emulate the feel, which like I can understand as a concept. It's just not funny.
Oh, thank God. And here I thought I was going to have to be the Jaru of this group and actually explain why I did not find this concept remotely fascinating, funny, or just outright, the best approach to go for. Okay, thank God. It's not me.
I thought it. Okay. To give it credit, I thought it was a cute idea to do. If they were gonna do a lost episode concept, I think this was a way better way to do it. And I don't know. I mean, I thought it was. I thought it had a charm to it. I won't. If it was a good or bad charm, I'll leave that up. That seems to be pretty split.
I think it's a funny idea, and it could have been done really well. I don't think it was.
Okay,
Oh my
specifically.
God, I'm not again. Holy shit, this is amazing!
So like okay, look, like I'm just gonna say this. I do like some of the things they do, like the That's Right Boomstick and the Let's End This Debate Once and For All thing. Like those are cool additions. Like I would like more like stuff like that.
Back.
Yeah, especially the last one because that just fits for how long this took.
Exactly. There you go.
I do also gotta say I didn't ask who wrote this, but I did watch the cast and I do know who wrote this. So I do have to kind of point out this is probably not one of Liam's finest episodes that he's written. I feel like this is an example of Liam cooked way too hard for Bill versus Discord, that his grill just gave out, and the best he could do was just put something on the sizzle to make a decent looking burger, but it didn't come out as flame boiled and as deliciously enticing as the last burger he made. So
what the
I
hell is this?
I agree on the front of like the analysis, but if we're talking the fight,
we'll get to the fight later.
We'll get to the fight, but we're mainly talking about the analysis portion. This is probably the weakest analysis portion all season, and I have to say, if I were just ranking all of these, this would be at the very bottom, next to Ant-Man, like below Ant-Man versus Adam. Yes, I know. Again, somebody has to be the Jaru of this whole conversation, so I apologize in advance.
I don't agree with that because like I'm just because like I feel like obviously I don't find most of the jokes funny, but I don't think that's mainly just for the first half, mainly on Cole's end of the analysis, because like when they actually talk about them and talk about the plot and story, I actually like it. It's very cool. And the one thing that I wanted them to do was point out how Cole like died as like a hero and was like a savior of like humanity and had faith in them, while Alex didn't. He was the complete opposite and basically went down the other path that evil Cole would basically be. And that was like the one thing. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that is the thing in the Prototype 2 comic. That's so funny. But like, yeah, no, it's like I did like them actually talking about the characters because well, for one, I thought this was like impossible for years. So like just even seeing this at all is just like it's bias. Like yeah, but also like just like this overall like vibe they give on the second half of Cole's analysis and most of Alex's, to be honest. I really like Alex's, especially with like the music choice. It just kind of it just kind of sets them up as like it just kind of sets them up in their arcs and like how they went on for like Cole to like defeat the beast and save humanity, and while Alex didn't really have anybody in his life to like really guide him towards a specific path when he was trying to do the right thing, and eventually just said, "Screw it, I hate humanity. I'm gonna kill everyone." And I do really like that direction they took. And also, I do find, okay, this isn't less funny, but I find this more funny in retrospect. So like, the weird Goku muffin button thing. I was eating a muffin during that section, and I didn't. Yeah, no, we both did. I bought that for breakfast for both of us, and I don't know why that never crossed my mind.
Okay.
Wow.
Speaking of like the Goku muffin button thing, I will say like front out, I think some of the references are okay. Like contributing some of the infamous stuff to Shao the Hedgehog, and mainly the karmic stuff and like the good and evil route. I think that's like natural enough. I think that's fine. I don't know why the fuck is Goku's muffin button is there.
Yeah, that's such an out of pocket like call out.
No,
It is. But,
Okay.
like, to be fair, it's basically just a blink and you miss it type thing. Like they reference like, oh, okay, that was weird. Anyway. So.
I just look. Just winding it back. Like, look, I am happy that they were able to do the bare minimum of telling the stories. But I have to say, in terms of the setup, is the weakest aspect, especially the overuse of Tobey Maguire jokes, the Shadow the Hedgehog.
I
jokes,
like
the
the
Linkin
Tobey
Park
Maguire.
jokes.
I like the
No,
Tobey
yeah,
Maguire
yeah.
reference.
Good. Well, that's fine. But it's like,
I
look,
like all the
okay.
Tobey Maguire jokes except the fucking fart one.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
no, but
okay,
it's like,
that I will agree. I'll agree with that.
That you're, again, how I need to? I cannot believe I need to say this again. Please, Liam, stop putting in fart jokes in your analysis script. It didn't work in Blake versus Mikasa. Stop putting it here, damn it! It's not funny. Nothing personal against you, dog. Just again, please stop. I get it. You're trying to cook, but it's like cook with better ingredients. Damn it.
Although I do love that they had the Heller line at the end.
I popped off. That is the only
It
bit of
was so
prototype. That is the only thing about prototype story I've actually seen, and I popped off so hard. It was so goated.
Also, can I just say, the other thing I don't like, and this goes into the end analysis segment as well, and I was really hoping this wouldn't bleed into the actual episode, but I hated the whole, when was the last time these two characters were relevant? I was like, oh my god, we're doing this, aren't we? I did not think that is what really lowered my score of this episode overall, even with the animation, which we will get to. But let me just say right now, and again, I'm happy that this proved them wrong because, hey, they may be irrelevant, but guess who's on number 2? Guess who's on number 3 on trending last night next to the Rick and Morty trailer? Again, irrelevant shtick jokes are not necessary, and I really hated that they had to sneak that in because, again, look, it doesn't matter if the characters are irrelevant nowadays, they still have a big impact on the community. I'm not going to go full Tarok on everybody here, but I will just say I can see why some of those jokes did not land, and that's why I feel like, okay, the whole time capsule kind of thing, I didn't want them to do it. They did it. But I feel like if they were going to do it, they could have done it better because they're giving the impression that this is how all of their episodes were in season 1, and they weren't. For the most part, they weren't. They were not like this.
Let
The
me
one
interject.
thing I
I
will
just like
say-
I
Go ahead.
let me interject real quick. I don't think it's them trying to like in some aspects they do try to emulate old episodes, but it's more just like making fun of like old like 2000s and 2010s humor and like things that happened during that area, and less so just the death ballot itself.
And
That's
I
a
I
fair.
don't mind them saying we're doing this way after both are relevant, like because that's literally just true. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
they didn't actually say the main theme of the fight.
Yeah, no, but it's like, look, I went into this fight and I was very excited, and I hate that most of the buildup was the fact that these characters were irrelevant, and a part of that had to come up in the actual script. Again, it doesn't matter if they're irrelevant. because you can say that about other obscure characters, like, oh, I don't know, maybe a little green bunny who fought space Nazis, or I don't know, somebody's manga who hasn't come back recently, been on hiatus. Again, the list can go on and on. But what I just did not appreciate, and what really dragged this episode down for me, was that they blew their collective creativity in terms of the writing of an analysis on Bill versus Discord, and I kind of feel like that hurt this episode in a massive, significant way in terms of actually structuring how this is supposed to be. But that's neither here nor there. If they could get the core concept of these characters right, then that's fine. But it's like, look, this is how the 2000s were. It's like, please stop. We don't need to hate on the late 2000s anymore. I get it. It's escapism, but please stop. It's what a friend of mine once said. We keep romanticizing the 80s and we fundamentally tear down the early to mid 2000s just so we can try and have some social commentary on what that says and how that plays into what's going on today. I just fear like for the next episode, 10 years from now, they're going to be like, hey, Wiz, I found this old script during the COVID era. What say we use it? And then they make jokes regarding everything that happened up to and post the COVID era. It just does not work. And I feel like that was just something I didn't want to see. I just wanted to see a good episode rundown with the characters, good jokes, and overall, once again, the trend of letting Liam cook. But I don't feel like Liam fully cooked. I feel like he barely had a good sizzle.
I'm gonna say I don't really I don't really think about it too hard. It's just them trying to emulate the old style, and it's just not funny. But then the second half where they actually talk about the characters and the stories, I like that good enough, and that's really it. And then Alex is just mostly good for the most part. That's pretty much it for me.
I do want to comment on the on one thing that you said earlier, Richard, about doing the bare essentials on their story. They covered pretty much everything. They
they don't have much. That was really everything they had. They even included the Prototype 2 comic, which I was actually really happy because it actually shows the progression of his descent better than the actual story.
Yeah,
I can say that.
That's fine. But when you're given the bare minimum on two characters that are over almost 2 decades old, which saying that out loud really makes me feel fucking old. I really feel like it's important to have in a modern death battle, their whole purpose is to try and build up to the characters, where they started, where they are, and where their legacy would ultimately be. I feel like that is the standard grounds that I hold them to. And now for this idea, for them to just go back and kind of mix a jab at the 2013 era with the modern day uses of how they tell a story for the characters while also dropping the stats for them, it does not work. Either you tell this story while also having in some good humor in there like you always do, or you just go full force and you commit to this being a 2013, 2014 episode where they wouldn't do that at all. They would just commit to, look how awesome this character is. Look how awesome that character is. There was no sense of story progression or sense of the characters growing. They try to mix it together into this freakish Frankenstein hodgepodge, and it just doesn't work. So again, the joke was not funny. I do agree with that. I'm just saying, it's like, look, for future reference, you don't have to do that. It's okay to experiment, but really just don't overdo it. Just keep it simple. That's it. I don't need Randy versus Mach. I don't need Randy versus Kool-Aid Man all over again. I already complained about how I didn't like that structure. I don't want that type of structure here too. But now the difference is, okay, look how bad the 2013 era was. Oh my goodness. Look, again, maybe y'all could say that yes, it was a good idea. Maybe their whole point to that was they were like, okay, look how much we've grown from then to now. And I understand that, and like, you know what, that's actually good. I like that y'all are acknowledging how far y'all have come. It would have been, hell, I actually think it would have been cool if maybe they just took this script to say, hey, didn't we write this 10 years ago? Oh yeah, we did. Wonder if we should get past us to do it, or maybe we should retool it into how we do things now. So that way the foundation of what they're trying to do is there, but they can modernize it.
See that?
I know you're silent. Your silence proves to me that I'm overdoing it, and I make absolutely no sense in this. I acknowledge
but
it.
like they said, that's right, boomstick. So all's redeemed.
Yeah, true.
Okay, anyways, can we talk about fight?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Alright,
there
it's
you
so
go.
good. It's
Yeah.
so good. They've used so much stuff. It felt like a
So-
sandbox.
So here's the thing. Any complaints you can have about the analysis, ignore them for now because, dude, you listening? Yeah. Okay. All right. Listen up. Okay. Pay close attention when I say this. This fight kicks ass.
Yeah.
Like it just if you just solely look at the animation for like the fights between other 3 fights, like I love a lot of them. Like actually no, I love all of them. I think they're all amazing. But the scale, the amounts of abilities. I went back, by the way. I counted. They used like I counted including repeating abilities. They used like over 40 abilities, which is insane.
Dude.
Like,
This fight is
that's,
crazy.
like, that's insane to do, and as a mega fan for both, I noticed like so many details. Like, I don't even know where to start. Okay, so like, I actually no,
Not
no,
as
no,
in-depth
actually,
or
actually,
crazy. Sorry, it's not as in-depth or crazy as Bill v Discord. It's very simple.
Well,
yeah, obviously,
that's a
because like
small-
you know they're like,
well, it's a simple
yeah,
match, so like, duh.
but they use it to its biggest extent. Like, yeah, no. The first thing I want to comment out is the visuals. Like, look at that cloud. As I always mention this, I bring this up a lot. But look at that cloud. That cloud is beautiful. It looks so clean.
It looks so beautiful.
The effects and all the lightning, and especially on Alex's engine, which I know they said was like hell to work on.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Like even with
Not
the
to mention,
models,
like-
I was never even really bothered by the models, and also I don't know how many people noticed this, but like they switched the prototype 1 to the prototype 2 in the building.
Oh, did they?
I did not notice that.
I did not notice
yeah,
that.
no.
I actually didn't.
Yeah, no. When he gets hit by like the ionic freeze, which by the way he uses specifically because it avoids civilians which are in that building, so he only targets
Ha.
medics.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so then like he blows up and then he turns into his prototype 2 model, and that's when like the prototype 2 aesthetic comes in, and like with the shaded red and black,
Yeah.
which is so awesome. And like it has the bioluminescence around him too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the use of the amp. I very much am happy they used the amp to its fullest extent. Thank you very much.
They did the
Yeah, even have
they did the ring around the rosy thing that Red Runner did in his animatic. That was so
Yeah.
cool.
I mean that's
There
I mean
were-
yeah
there
no
were
that's just the move
references.
Cole has, but like yeah no I definitely felt that there, and it was even cooler in the fight where like he just like it snaps his neck and just tosses him into a building.
Breaking him through ice as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Mhm, absolutely. The use of his cryomancy abilities and Alex's shape-shifting abilities were very well done. I think a highlight for me, and I've seen a screenshot of this, which does back up what Hyper is saying about just the raw levels of beauty this fight has if you just stop and look at it, and if you ignore the jank, because there is jank, but that's neither here nor there. Jank, please get over it. It happens, okay? I love that shot where where they're essentially in a seismic toss position, and you just pause. And I've seen a pause still of that shot, and I'm like, damn, that's pretty damn good.
When Alex has his blade out, and they're like in front of the sun, like Alex is just about to stab Cole. That's wallpaper material. I'm just gonna be up front. That's wallpaper material.
That's very nice.
You know what else is wallpaper material? When we mentioned Alex's like the bioluminescence on his arms with the red. Alex having like his claw arms out and like the red glowing eyes in the dark.
Yes, that was good.
No, I also didn't notice this immediately, but like when he, this is like a subtle reference, but like it's the one to like the Prototype 1 trailer where he grabs the guy on the head and tosses him out.
Oh, really?
That's good.
Nice.
I also do. I just love the little things too. I do love that moment where Alex and Cole are on the ground next to the tower, and Alex is just running his claw fingers throughout Cole's face, and just the little details of seeing that, it felt so eerie, so creepy. I loved it. It was very good. And then of course, Cole pulling out a boss move by just charging himself up and electrocuting Alex. That was also beautiful.
Yeah, I just love like the general like atmosphere of it all. Like outside, you have this outside you have this like sharp, like warm contrast to it, fitting for both franchises. And then inside the building, which is a really cool scene by the way. Like it's very dark. It's very like ominous. Like
Eerie.
Alex is using the shadows for his as like an advantage, and like he's basically acting like a slasher villain, and I love it.
The use of like the freaking like in him in the building is just like it has so much atmosphere, and just him like in the darkness just getting all the people is so cool.
It was very cool, and I also just love the ending. Which, by the way, yes, all of us and everybody else who has an idea of these two, I do love how the kill shot was handled.
Yeah,
that was very well done. I enjoyed it. I also just love the last badass stance that Cole has after he eradicates the last piece of Alex. That shot was very well done.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yes. Also, too, props to the Blender team, to John Mitchell, to Luis, because they all pulled out all the stops, especially
they got they got like every single VFX animator for this, and it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well. Okay. I don't. I also want to bring up that there were, because they even brought this up themselves, there were technical problems when they first showed off a clip of this, but they were fixing it at the time. So some things were removed and were better for it. So I'm actually happy they were able to do that. Very good and great short amount of time, because holy shit.
The lightning, I just want to say the lightning looks fucking insane. Like the actual lightning that Cole summons and the gigawatt blades, like oh my god, they popped off.
Especially popped off. That moment, especially combined with like the music, like not only does it sync up, but it matches what's going on screen as well, which is insane. By the way, Inhumans really awesome.
Whoa.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Okay. Look, I do want to say that this is an awesome animation, and I really am happy that it turned out very, very well.
Yeah.
But I have to be the starter again.
Oh boy.
Not in that way. Don't worry. I just have to say, I kind of like the other. I may like Guts versus Dimitri or Vader versus Obito slightly more than this one, but that really just comes down to personal. That just comes down to how more entertaining and off the scales those two get compared to this one. But I will say, I think I can comfortably say, like, I think this one really captures that late 2009 feeling of seeing these two characters together, and it does the job perfectly well. It's just I do kind of hate that it had to come out right now while we have other existing 3D fights that are really pushing the boundaries of each of the team members and what they're able to do. I think the only thing that maybe this is, and how ironic is it that this episode is based off of an old script. I think what would have made this even better, this animation just be at the very tip top, is if by some divine miracle they got Torian back, and he was able to use his mocap abilities to make this fight pop off even further.
I'm actually gonna say that I actually greatly disagree, and that I think this animation trumps all of them by like a humongous margin. Like even without bias, like if I knew nothing about them, because like I just like because like the environment as because like obviously the models themselves are not like the prettiest just given what they were available, but like aside from that, the models available with how much abilities they use completely dwarfs the amount all the other ones use as well, and just how seamlessly they combine each one and how much are referenced based off both the materials, because like I'm able to identify this as like a fan, but like even just like as an outsider, I'm able to recognize just how seamless everything transitions to one another. And also another big reason is just the scale. Like I guess like just how much they use the environment and how big they go with it, and just keep climbing and climbing up the buildings as it progresses. Like because like for most of the fights, again, this is not a dig to editing. This is just the direction they went with, and I still like all of them. They're usually all just confined to one single area for the season. Like they don't transition to anywhere else, and they just keep it very confined to one area. Which again, they all still look really cool, and I like them all. But this one goes places. Like this one uses vehicles, helicopters, like and like it even has like the civilians show up too as well for Alex to consume.
Vader versus Obito does kind of cheat using the god tree, but other than that, yeah.
But I do want to say, okay, technically, I do agree with you, Hyper, but I would also have to say, well, if I wanted to get technical, while they do go places in this city, that's the problem. They still are within this little sandbox city, very much appropriate to both their games. So it's mainly just a transition from, hey, we're on the ground, we're in the building, we're on a building, we're on top of a building, we're in the air. It still doesn't move outside that city, but I think that was intentional, and you kind of had to have it like that because there's just no way. But I can say, and I can agree with you, that environment-wise, this is the best, just because it uses the sandbox very, very well. It doesn't just stay within it, it goes places. But I think just the amount of scope in how batshit level the other fights get is what puts them in my higher levels of enjoyment, just because, again, like Brobuscus said, you have the god tree and you have the Chinchuriki for Vader and Obito, for Dark Souls versus Skyrim. You have the insane cinematography and the grand scale of two of these people fighting each other. And then with Guts versus Dimitri, you have a literal battle, a war of attrition between two hunters who will not die if you don't cut them off at the very tippy top of their head. There's more going on in those fights and how they utilize the confined spaces of their areas that just really still makes me go back and remember them very well. And I think, again, Cole versus Alex, it's definitely just doing a better job with how it handles the sandbox environment. And I really do and I really do got to commend them for that. Liam really understood the assignment. He knew that, okay, look, we can't just have them be on the ground in the city, because these characters have insane modes of getting around. One can grind, one can glide, one can run up the buildings, the other can parkour up them or use lightning to attach to another place like a grappling hook. That's very much needed and I'm so happy that you did that. So yeah, no, I do agree with you. It's just, again, I just feel like the other fights had more to cook with when they kept it to one confined space. Because again, but that doesn't matter. This animation was still great on its own.
I know, like they used like all the Ionic abilities, like the Ionic Storm, Ionic Freeze, Ionic Tornado, which was Vortex, which is was so cool with like the helicopter, and the trucks. It just like the environment usage. It's so awesome, and but like the part I always keep coming back to is the Gigawatt Blades versus, because everyone, I know a lot of people, like mainly for the Infamous fan side, they want to see Gigawatt Blades because those are such cool abilities that get like which is just basically a DLC ability, but got used once in the comics, and they have that against like Alex's like armored form, which is like his ultimate state. It's just so sick and awesome.
Agreed.
I will say,
I love it.
I one scene that I didn't think they would ever do, because it just never crossed my mind, was Cole like rail grinding on Alex's tendrils.
Yes.
Yes.
I was waiting for that. That's such a good use of abilities. I love it.
Yes.
Like I was thinking in my I was thinking in
my
my head, like when I was thinking of like, okay, how is this fight gonna go? I was thinking like, oh, we're probably gonna get rail grinding on like telephone wires, because that's how it works in the games. Not once did it cross my mind that he could rail grind on Alex's tendrils, but it's clever. I like it. I give you thumbs up.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's really cool.
Rena, ZDogg, what about y'all? Y'all, please chime in and geek out about the animation. It's just been
I will say,
Hiker
on the topic of other fights, like I mentioned earlier, that I'm back and forth between this and Chosen Undead versus Giant War for like what's in my top 5. The main reason is like I think Chosen Undead versus Giant War. This is mostly due to just the fact that Dark Souls, like specifically Dark Souls 1, is one of my favorite games of all time. But I just generally enjoy Dark Souls versus Skyrim's analysis a lot more. I think they just nailed down the kind of fantasy vibe that they both really needed. And it feels like it's just a labor of passion. You can tell that the person writing it really cares about both series. At least more so than Cole and Alex, I feel. But I also feel like Dark Souls vs. Skyrim, despite how pretty it looks, is not as much fun of a fight. Like I fucking love the Chosen Undead grabbing the lightning bolts and using them as spears like Gwyn, but it's also like, dude, the fucking Gigawatt Blades look so good. I can't. But I have to side. But the highest it gets is just top 5, because I think as a fight, objectively, it is probably better than Guts vs. Dimitri. But Fire Emblem is one of my favorite franchises of all time, and there are a lot of Fire Emblem references there. So, you know.
No, like I get it. I know why so many people are like huge mega fans on it, and like mainly than Fire Emblem. I just don't know anything about it, so it's just like a really cool like sword battle. This one is just like a huge superhero versus
Guts vs. Dimitri is like one half of your Colix to me.
Yeah.
I like very few scenes this season had me yelling as much as the critical cut in when like Dimitri's atrocity, like the critical cut in is like, it's so good. I popped off so hard. It's such a good scene.
Oh no, right? Yeah, no, that's another thing. I'm sorry. This is like the last thing, but the references. It's like one thing that I noticed at the end is Cole using Karmic Overload to like get off. To like when Alex stabs him in the sky, he uses Karmic Overload because like throughout the fight he does like good karma decisions that give him more of a boost. Like he saves the person in the helicopter before Alex consumes them. He uses like the Ionic Storm to like help save people against Alex who he's consuming them. And then like during like when he stabs him with the claws, this is a very subtle one. He asks him to like, why doesn't he just join him? And he makes the decision to just reject his reject his like offer to join him and just attacks him instead, which gives him enough for the karmic overload at the end.
Nice.
He gets a bigger benefit at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said, and it happened.
But what about you, ZDogg?
I mean, to be fair, I mean, a lot of what I have to say, like you guys are already like taking over. Like, yeah, this fight is it's very solid. As an outsider to both series at the moment, anyway, I just really like what they did with like I said, like with the choreography. There's a lot of cool choreography decisions, like the previously mentioned tendril grind, which is so cool. The tuning fork and the tendril fight on the balcony, or not the balcony, on the
rooftop.
whatever it is. When I was the rooftop, yeah. I can English well. That looks freaking sick. The freaking the head spin into the building. The basically horror movie scene with inside the building looks so good, and the tornado looks freaking sick. There's just a lot. It's a very good fight. I think like even, I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, I don't like, while as an outsider, I have to say I am very satisfied with what they did here. There's a lot of cool action here, a lot of cool character interactions, like, and especially at the end, I think that was a sick line for both. And yeah, I mean, as someone who is obviously not into as much into this match as other people, I gotta say I walked out of this fight with a very satisfied person. With a, yeah, there you go. And I mean, also I don't know if we might have brought it up, but the freaking at the very end when Alex was like consuming Cole with his symbiote, was I the only one who thought he was gonna win? Who was like on the edge of the seat, like, oh, is he gonna win? But no,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
especially since he got stabbed through the freaking chest. Like, gosh. But no, he turned it around. You'll have to see it.
All right. Well, you mentioned the lines earlier, so I guess we're talking about the voice acting. And you know what? I take it back. This episode's a 0 out of 10. Why? Because it doesn't have this in it.
True.
Yes, that is one of the things they did have to get rid of.
I didn't hear it.
No.
Oh, you didn't? Oh.
I didn't.
No, yes, okay, so
I did eventually hear it, but like,
Okay.
I avoided like all sneak peeks and previews because I wanted to go in blind, and I had no idea. I had no idea when people were talking about, oh, they got rid of the scream. I was like, what scream? And then I heard it. It's so funny.
yes, I love that. Again, I love that. Which, by the way, okay, good. So, bro, tell us how we were half right and we were mostly wrong.
Yeah. So,
My God.
Paul Guyot's back. Again.
For the third and final time.
God.
We just can't get enough of this guy apparently.
Nope, dude. That was 3 episodes in a row.
He is the first. Oh, we lost Hyper.
Hyper. And well, anyways.
I just want to say, Hyper told me this before. It's very funny how Paul Guyot, he went from voicing 2 of his least favorite characters this season, Silver Surfer and Discord, to voicing his absolute favorite character this season, Coleman Craft.
Yeah.
Yes. He is the
Funny
first
about it.
actor. He's the first actor in Death Battle to appear in 3 episodes back to back to back.
And he sure shows some range because my God.
Yeah.
He's giving Tom Shulk. He's making Tom Shulk and Nail blush. Stop, Paul. No.
No,
but yes.
I as a huge Cole fan, I really do dig it because I wasn't sure on the idea of him like trying to replicate 1 and 2 mixed together, but it kind of fits. So just it kind of fits. It kind of actually just fits the tone of the battle, and also just the main thing is that he just doesn't give a damn about anything about what Alex says, and just keeps to himself and just fights for what he thinks is right, and it's so awesome. It's why he's so cool, especially his last line.
Yes, his last line. That's very cool. Like, very good. Paul did. I played Infamous 1. I beat it. I'm currently on Infamous 2. I couldn't beat it in time, but I will beat it. He captures both the voice original VA's performances very well. It does. Like, Hyper was not. He wasn't lying. Like, it sounds like a perfect meld of the two, which we all were talking about, how we kind of wanted him to just go for the second performance from Infamous instead of the first one where he's just like like that. It was 2009. Everybody had to do a Christian Bale Batman. Shut up.
Yeah.
But he had some badass moments. Although sad to say, I feel like he has a ranged. He's got such a huge range to him. I can't talk. He's got such a huge range to him that in this episode, I kind of feel like he was toned back a little bit, but that is within Cole's character. Cole doesn't really chatter that much when he's in fight. He's very much down to business kind of guy.
Yeah.
So that did mean that there were a few lines that we heard from him. He really didn't go all out like he did the other two, or specifically Bill versus Discord. But that's fine, because again, that fits Cole. I'm kind of happy they stuck to that. Cole is just a hero who doesn't talk as much. He's a man of few words. When he does say something, he says it with utmost importance. So
and
he's
bluntness.
very committed to it.
Yeah.
And bluntness. Yes, he was very blunt. I'm happy they kept his bluntness.
I know, it's so cool.
Yes, absolutely. It did. It felt so good to see and hear Cole again.
Especially
it was all.
Yeah, especially interacting off Alex, which is VA.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Kevin Andrew Rivera. Did you like him as Dimitri?
He's back.
Did you like him as Dimitri? Yeah, cool, because he's back.
Okay. But I have one little criticism, but I actually think this works to his benefit. He just said, "I'm just going to do my Dimitri for Alex, but I'm going to turn it into a villain cheese, because holy crap, he came off as just such a dementic, sick son of a bitch." But I kind of feel like, you know what? And I was like, you know what? It kind of sounds like he's just doing his Dimitri. But then again, I'm like, that actually fits. You know what? No. I'm happy. I'll take it. It's just, I loved how he was chewing the scenery, especially when it sounded like he was enjoying playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he definitely has that energy, especially in Prototype 2, where he chews up most of the scenery with his over the top performance. Like he's obviously more reserved in most of the game, which also the VA does capture as well, like the earlier parts of the fight. But then, like, as it goes on, he gets more and more into it.
I gotta say, one of my favorite interactions. It's very brief. It's when they're in the building. Cole goes like, "What a nightmare! You don't know the half of it."
That's such a perfect interaction, because it mixes in his bluntness with also Alex is just like cheesy corner lines, but also that makes it sound so cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kevin was definitely having a lot of fun. doing this, and I applaud him.
I applaud him for it.
He
They did good.
he did good.
Yes,
Very good.
he did good. I definitely want to say I think he was the personal MVP for me, just because I love it. I love it when villains just chew the scenery, and the actors are just having so much fun relishing playing these parts, because it really is. It's if you just do it straight, it's not fun. But if you just go ham with it, it's like, oh my god, this is the best time ever. So I kind of feel like Alex, like, was my personal highlight. Just hearing him enjoy being a gigantic dick, and he also came off as very creepy and eerie, especially during that scene where he's trying to tempt Alex to join them. It just sounded so fucking weird, but I loved it. It's like I was, especially when, again, you have that image, that scene where he's rubbing his claw up and down Cole's face. I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking freaky.
Yeah.
I didn't know Alex had a type, but you know what? Hey, the black light virus wants what the black light virus wants. So I ain't standing in the way. Hashtag black virus matters.
No.
I was gonna say, be careful with your words, guys.
just no.
Stop anti-ing my jokes.
No.
I'm sorry.
Hey, no, I won't do that. Instead, I will segue us into this unless anyone else has anything to add.
Yeah, no, Rena, ZDogg, what do y'all think?
They did good. I agree.
Yeah, I think Pauliette has like some. I think Cole's Pauliette. If I had to compare it to his other ones, I like it more than Silver Surfer. I like it more than Discord until Discord's last two lines.
No, that's fair.
Like Discord's
I mean,
last two lines, specifically like the your old home and just laughing at Bill's face, like those are like peak death battle voice acting.
Yeah, I mean, okay. To be fair, I do prefer his Discord overall, just because I think he has a lot more fun there. Even, I mean, not to say he doesn't have a lot of fun here, but I do prefer his Discord. But I do greatly prefer this to his Silver Surfer. Well, maybe not greatly, but I do. Yeah. And then for Alex,
y'all are sleeping on his performance of Silver Surfer. Damn.
No, Silver Surfer's a great performance. It's just the weakness.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's three strong performances. Give us a break.
I'm joking.
And then, Alex VA. He did really good. He sounded very scary. Did a good job playing a very monster-esque character. So, I'd say it's on par with his Dimitri at the moment, for me.
I'd probably agree. Probably.
Yeah.
I just think Dimitri has cooler lines. So, that's not even a dig at Alex's lines. They're great. It's just.
You foul beast will not have the soul.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and then we get to arguably one of the most talked about parts of this episode, and for good reason. The soundtrack.
It's really good. Yeah,
it's
human.
So remember when I was talking? Remember when I said last week that was a thing I was going to bring up for this track, and I didn't because it was membership knowledge. Yeah, so I guess now that we're here, what I was going to bring up was what I was going to ask, is this the episode that Omega Sparks and SWATs are going to be on, because they mentioned that on the Fireside chat.
Yeah.
Well, turns out the answer is yes.
I think this is like the best. Yep. I think like out of the 3 songs they've had where they were together, I think this is the best one. Like,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that, but at the same time, I don't really like What's Up Danger that much, so that's probably just a me thing.
I like What's Up Danger
Yeah.
a lot. I both unironically and ironically like Fallen Gods.
Yeah, I like
the thing
Fallen
with
Gods.
Fallen Gods, like, I guess the thing is that like with Fallen Gods, it's like it has a really good instrumental and a really good chorus, and then the verses are like the funniest shit ever.
Yeah. I've listened to this track 7 times, and I really, really, really fucking love it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Especially the chorus. The chorus just sounds so clean and nice.
Yeah, every time I rewatch the fight, either on its own or during reaction videos, I can't help but hum to the chorus.
Yes, no, the piano chorus is very well done. I love it. I love it very much. It's very eerie, and it just captures the feeling of evil dickbag Alex very well.
No, it's also like a part of the Beast, Infamous 2 Beast theme as well, which is so awesome.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's good too. I like.
So yeah,
They both. It's such a good track. They both. I especially love the Haunting Orchestra because it matches both. I cannot stop listening to it.
Yeah, no, I love Ben Singer did confirm on cast as we're recording this that they wanted it to feel like a late 2013, a late 2012, 2013 style, and it definitely captures that. I can remember hearing rap tracks having this sort of beat and style to it back in the day. So yeah. Congrats on taking me back to the past. I mean, I can even imagine this being in one of their games. It was that damn good. And yeah, shout out to my boy Swats. He did amazing for his verse as Cole. And Omega Sparks, absolutely, he killed it for his verses as Alex. It was very well done.
SWAT's also got a dub.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the first time the character here at 4-1. Let's go.
Yeah, and the track is doing good. It's doing good numbers. It's in the top 5. So let's go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So please listen to the track. I have seen. I know a lot of people just they prefer to listen to the track in the episode. But it's like, please actually stop and just go listen to the damn track. It's much better when you listen to the track on its own.
All right. Well, that's Cole versus
And
Alex.
Honestly,
I didn't actually.
It's surreal that we're actually talking about it, but I'm glad.
Yeah.
Especially me. Also, I didn't say this was my favorite episode of all time, by the way. I told you.
You know what? I said this hot take on Lads. I'm gonna say it here. I think I like this episode more than Bill versus Discord.
Yeah.
I can't by virtue that my name is in Bill versus Discord.
Yeah, so is mine. So is mine. I'm still gonna say it.
Yeah, so is mine.
Well, we can't all be right. It's unfortunate.
You literally visited me and threw pie on my face for this episode. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I still like Bill Cord more. Sorry, Buster.
No. Yeah. Okay. Look. Since we're talking about it, if I had to choose between the two champion fights, I have to side with Rena. I'm sorry. Y'all can throw pies at my face all you want, but I die on this hill. I think Bill versus Discord is better in my opinion. But the fact that I'm even thinking about how close it is should say something, because again, they put so much into both these two episodes collectively. I just think I knew what I was going to get for Alex and Cole. I'm happy I got it. But to be fair, and I think that's the reason why Bill versus Discord is also such a fan favorite of the season, is because you didn't know what you were going to get. You were getting everything in that, and the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
But still, I like this episode. I have my critiques and my criticisms, and that does bring the score down a little bit. Sorry, I have to be fair. But I do gotta say, it just feels so finally good to say that this is now here. It happened, and not only did it happen, I was afraid that it wasn't going to get on the same. It wasn't going to do the same numbers as Bill versus Discord. That was my biggest fear. But now seeing that, oh no, it got to the top 10 of trending, and it jumped into the top 3 last night, and it's over 500,000 views. It could reach 1 million views by the end of the week if it keeps going. And I'm just so happy. I really hope that that they take this episode's success as a sign that we want more episodes with these type of characters. Like in the same way that Bill versus Discord set the foundation for out of nowhere, just random shit episodes. Let Alex versus Cole be the foundation for. Maybe we could get other retro video game characters in here as well from the bygone early PS3 Xbox era. Just saying, that would be cool.
There you go.
Oh.
And I mean, I guess I'll throw in my 2 cents real quick. I mean, something everyone else said. I mean, while I am admittedly on the team, I am Team Bill Cord, preferring that over this episode. I mean, I did very much enjoy it, even if it has some parts that I'm not as thrilled about, mostly in the analysis. But but you know what? It's like kind of sharing my feelings for Blake Mikasa and Zuko Todoroki. The fact that it exists at all and it made the person who wanted it as happy as it is, no matter how you think of the episode, I consider that a win. That
absolutely.
So that's about there you go.
I heard you deserve a big round of applause.
You got it.
I've been getting so many, and it feels so weird.
Oh,
Don't worry.
I don't.
I was looking for that.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't know anything that would okay, it's not going to surpass it, but I certainly felt an emotion for the next time.
yeah, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to
Now is that a segue?
No, hold on. Rena didn't give her call.
Oh.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, I'm kind of worried that this season's just gonna stomp every other season. I mean, I'll be honest, the next time alone has already made it my favorite season. I'm not even going to hide it. But, even episode quality wise, this is already one of the most stacked lineup so far. Ever since season 8, I've been saying, "Oh, this is their best season yet," and I feel like I'm gonna have to repeat that so many more times. They've been consistently just outdoing themselves every season.
It's crazy because I said during our ranking for season 9 that season 9 is one of the most consistent seasons out there that they've ever done, and this season shares that title too. The difference is that season 10 is consistently a series highlight. Almost every episode this season could be considered one of the best ones ever.
This whole season, I've seen people, Hyper, Biff, Nem, Rena, myself, Bro, and ZDogg, all of us collectively, we've pretty much just been saying how every episode that's come out this season is a top contender for our favorite episode, not just of the season, but potentially of all time. So I think that's insane that this season is doing that. I thought it was only gonna be season 8 or 9 that did that, but nope. It's still happening. And who knows?
What?
Maybe. Sorry, I've got a good segue. Maybe next time, maybe it'll pull off an interesting con that will probably deceive us into backtracking a little bit.
I'm explaining peak fiction. I don't know what you're talking
Shut the
about.
hell up, Brobuscus. You try and come up with a good segue. I'm trying.
We've gone half the season, and I don't know if you guys noticed. There's a certain franchise that hasn't. There's been a franchise that hasn't shown up in a while. It's pretty niche. It's only had a couple episodes. I'm sure there's a bunch of a bunch of fights you could do for this series that they just haven't done yet. And obviously, I'm talking about Dragon Ball. Clearly,
Why is there a giant robot?
Forever, guys.
Yeah, it's Optimus Prime, guys. Come on.
Why is there a giant robot outside my apartment?
Gosh.
Also, not to throw shade to this person, but I just saw a reaction said, "Is that Frieza versus Optimus Prime?"
So, no, I know what you're talking about. That's so base.
That's just funny.
Gosh.
You can't see me right now, but I am. Do you guys? If you guys have watched Cast, if you remember that little dance that Liam did after the Dark Souls Skyrim preview, yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Yeah. Okay. So. All right. So since our guests are excited, they had a great reaction to it. I want them to announce what the next time is.
Okay. So I know this isn't a lot of people's ideal version of the matchup. It's not even necessarily my ideal version of it, but I'm going to be honest. Both versions were basically my top one most wanted matchup. So Fog at Frieza versus Megatron, we ride that train.
Okay, cool. Y'all said the title. That's what I wanted y'all to do. I wanted y'all to both say the title.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, all right, screw it. That was underwhelming. Look, it's Frieza versus Megatron, everybody. That's next time.
It's so peak.
Oh my gosh.
That is the perfect next time for my most wanted arenas, and it was so good.
It was also your previous most one at some point.
Yeah, for 10 seconds until I realized it's still Alex is my most wanted, but God. I don't have a top 10.
Right.
Yep.
I just have a top 9. I had 3 of mine happen this season. It's kind of insane. It's season's literally never going to be topped.
All right, time for me to.
I'm so excited.
All right, time for me to go
are.
and time for me to go into the crazy land of the '80s.
Oh boy.
Holy. Okay. So, I've been saying for so freaking long that this show needs more Transformers. We've had Starscream, which is an episode I don't like to acknowledge exists. And we had Optimus Prime, which admittedly is my favorite episode of all time, but shush.
Okay, now is that because you like it that much, or because Optimus won?
Both.
I should have said yes.
Now, admittedly, yes, like Rena said, this isn't my ideal version of the matchup, but at the same time, I don't care. It's back. It's finally back. I am.
Yep. Not the matchup everyone was expecting. Not the Transformers matchup everyone was expecting this year. Granted, but you know what? It's back regardless. It's fine. It's still here.
I've literally for the past 24 hours I've been excited to talk about this. I was so excited. I sat down and for the first time watched 5 episodes of G1 Transformers, which I've never done.
Yeah.
That's a good segue into our history with these characters.
Yeah. So I don't know if you can tell. It's not like I have a thing behind me about it. I kind of like Transformers, just a little bit. if I counted how many figures are behind me right now, we'd be here all day. So yeah, I'm a huge freaking fan of this franchise. This is a franchise that means a lot to me because it's like it was like one of the first things I really got into as a kid. Like I started with the '86 movie. I learned that there was an entire show around it, so I was like, oh okay. The other movies came out. I did watch them. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Because it's not why we're here. I've watched a lot of the shows. I've watched a lot of the movies. I've played a lot of the games. I have read zero of the comics, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I am super happy that we're getting another Transformers episode.
Yes.
I am.
Yeah, I am
What
not
about Frieza?
Rena.
Yeah, hello. Frieza's my favorite character of all time. I like Megatron a lot. Like, most of my experience with Transformers is Transformers Prime and the IDW comics, and I really, really like Megatron in those.
Transformers
also,
Prime
this
is
not-
peak.
But like, also,
Yeah.
this is like the easiest route I've ever done in this show. Like, it's not even a contest who I'm rooting for. But I hope they lead into Autobot Megatron. That would make me very happy.
We'll get to that, but you're gonna be a little disappointed.
No, no. I have faith. They'll use Autobot Megatron.
I hate being the bearer of bad news.
Okay.
Well, then don't.
I like Megatron a lot. Like I'm not like very vocal about it, but I freaking love Transformers. I grew up with that. I grew up with one specific. I've saw a few versions of like the original '80s show. I watched like the Cartoon Network one. I don't remember what it was called.
Animated?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I watched the whole series in that one when it was airing. I really enjoyed Transformers War and Fall of Cybertron. I mainly just watched off YouTube. But I got it now, and I'm gonna play it.
I so need to play Fall of Cybertron. I missed out on it when it came out.
Yes!
I'm playing Devastation right now. Like,
Dude, Devastation is peak.
God, yes!
Devastation is
It is so much
It
fun.
was so
Devastation is
yes.
peak.
Okay, continue.
But Frieza, similar case with though not too quite this. Like, I like Frieza a little bit more. Frieza's my favorite Dragon Ball character, just flat out. Like, he is such an entertaining villain, has so much menace behind him, and the best part of Dragon Ball Super.
Fuck yes. Thank you. High five.
I am very excited for this. I remember how. I remember how I was like very much like the one person like they're just like, oh, it's just like, oh, this is such a stomp and stuff like that, and Megatron doesn't stand a chance, and nowadays it's like it's actually like a back and forth, and like there's actually something things about it.
It's a back and forth, but not the way you expect.
I mean, yeah, I know.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
get
get to
that.
that.
I'm excited. I also commissioned for this for you, Rena, when it was like
Nice.
3 years ago.
Yay, yippee!
Yeah, I commissioned that like 3 years ago. Commission track. And,
Yeah,
it's gonna be
and-
fun.
Oh yeah.
And that may or may not be playing during this segment. I mean, what?
Damn it! I wanted to experiment. I wanted us to use multiple Transformers and Frieza tracks. Damn it, Brobuscus. Why you gotta
Bruh,
kill
I am not. I wish, but like every time I use, every time I've been using a lot of like the tracks from like the '86 movie, and every time I do, it gets copyright claimed.
I can find workarounds. Damn it!
I don't like the workarounds. I prefer to keep them original.
Fine.
I'm
fine.
also
I'm
impressed with how viewed that track is. I keep forgetting that.
I did not know that you were behind Deceptive Tyrants. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was for Rena's birthday like 3 years ago.
Oh my
That's awesome. Congrats. Well, hey, not only did you commission that track, but your track is now an actual episode, so you and your only mate are part of the club.
Yay!
There you
Well,
go.
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't mention this, but I also kind of commissioned the orchestra instruments for the Cole versus Alex track in the official one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Damn, man.
And I also suggested the name.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. All right. Me
That's the
next.
benefit for it being publicly known. That was
Fair enough. Fair enough. Me next. I like everyone here. I love Transformers and I love Dragon Ball. I don't love Dragon Ball now. I like Transformers now more days. Playing the fandom. Oh, not us. Not counting us. But I grew up watching. I hate to say this, but I didn't experience Transformers until like the early 2000s. My first show, it wasn't the G1 show. It wasn't Beast Wars or Beast Machines. It wasn't those. It was actually, and Brobuscus will get a kick out of this. It was actually Transformers Armada and Transformers.
Yes.
That got me into this.
Dude,
Yes.
Armada is so good.
Oh, Marvel. It is. Like, that was my gateway into Transformers. Then after, I did see a little bit of the G1 here. I didn't start seeing G1 until I was like maybe in high school, but I saw the '86 movie Once Upon a Time. I saw most of Transformers animated. I saw a little bit of Transformers Prime. I still haven't finished that one.
You should. It's really good.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I have started watching Transformers Earthspark. I need to watch it. I
need to watch that.
It's very good. Transformers. I did watch the Machinima Transformers series, which I know, but hey, they were better than my next segue. And I watched the Transformers Rooster Teeth projects, which is. Yeah, I played the games. I played. Oh wait, of course. How can I forget? I saw Transformers 1 on DVD. I went to go see Transformers 2 in theaters. Yeah, that was not a good experience
Anyways.
for me. Yes. Anyways, I've seen Transformers 3. I did not see Transformers 4 and 5. The best Transformers movie experience I had was seeing Bumblebee in theaters a week before everyone else got to see it because me and a couple of fans got to preview it a week early. It was amazing. It was a great experience.
Bumblebee was peak.
Bumblebee's really good, yeah.
Yes, it really is. I need to see the newest one because I've heard great things. So.
Dude,
I know,
Rise of the Beast is so good.
I know. I'm gonna watch it. I did play Transformers: Fall of Cybertron. I played that game 10, 15 times on my Xbox 360. I even went back and replayed it using the G1 Optimus Prime skin, which got its own trailer.
Nice.
Bro, look up the trailer for that skin. They literally did their own little animation tribute to the movie for that skin. It was
Nice.
I'll send it to you.
All right.
And yes, so, but now I have seen a little bit of G1, and I have read a little bit of the comics. So I love Transformers. It is amazing. Even when we are actually now on a Transformers renaissance because Michael Bay got kicked the fuck out, and the studio stopped following his example. They were just like, what if we just made Transformers? What if we just made cool toys fighting each other? That's it. That's all you needed. But now Frieza. I love Frieza. He is actually my favorite Dragon Ball villain of all time. He is so charismatic. He's so dastardly. He's so evil. I always loved it when he popped up. I grew up with the Funimation Linda Park performance, but I know I'm going to sound blasphemous for this by hardcore Funimation old school fans, but I don't care. Suck it.
Blasphemous.
I actually prefer the late great Christopher Ayers interpretation of Frieza. He was so great as Frieza.
That's a hot take?
Like, yes, that is the hottest of hot. because everybody's
How's
like,
that a hot
Linda
take? I
Park.
thought he was the favorite. Or were you saying
No,
that?
No, he wasn't. Okay, even when he was alive, God rest him, there was literally a war between the Chris Ayers fans and the Linda Park fans. I'm not kidding you. Oh, wait, no, not Linda Park. Is it Linda Young? I think. I don't know. I'm sorry. I know her, but either way, there was a war between both sides. You were either original Frieza or you were new Frieza. You couldn't be, there wasn't that many people who could say they were in between. So, yeah. But fuck it, I love Christopher Ayers Frieza. I actually saw Dragon Ball Resurrection F in theaters. It was the best time I ever had getting to see Frieza on the big screen. And yes, like Hyper said, Frieza was the best part in Super, especially in the Tournament of Arc, because oh my god, the Tournament of Power. Oh my god, the Tournament of Power was a boring ass arc. I did not
You're
like
wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I don't care.
It's a good arc.
So, yeah, okay, good for it. Yeah, we got Ultra Instinct, and we got the only base thing that happened in that arc was 17 won the tournament, and Goku didn't win the day. So that's the only thing I consider a highlight. Well, that and Master Roshi. Master Roshi was pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm very excited to talk about this fight. And that leaves ZDogg.
I feel a little I feel a little left out because I'm even if I was, because okay, I respect Transformers, of course, but I haven't gotten too much into it myself. I do respect it. I do think it's very, I respect that a lot of my friends watch it. I just haven't
I will
gotten into it much myself.
I will make you get into Transformers.
I hope to fix that in this lead up, but I mean, I do, like I said, I do respect it. I think it is cool as a concept. It's just I have not personally gotten into it much myself. But Megatron seems cool enough. And then Frieza, I mean, it's Frieza. I like Frieza. Frieza's cool. Yeah.
ZDogg, I swear to
And,
whatever
like,
god you pray to during the lead up, I will stream the 86 movie and you will be there.
Duly noted.
But
he's not gonna
it works
have
for
any
Kilo.
contact.
Dude, I didn't have,
Musica, so
dude, I didn't have any context when I first watched it. I didn't care.
Well, okay, to be fair, neither did I.
The movie doesn't provide much context anyway, so like whatever. It can be a good starting point.
If you watch the European version actually opens with a literal Star Wars style scroll that explains everything.
Huh.
Well, the American version doesn't, which is the one we're gonna watch. So, you're welcome.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But
yeah, I mean, I like Frieza. I think he's a good villain. Like his antics, he is cool, and yeah, that's basically all I can say. I kind of feel bad going last because obviously I have the least to say on these two, but you know what?
Nah,
you guys got it.
Well, you mean you say that I didn't say shit about Frieza?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, bro, you didn't say anything about Frieza.
Yep, and we're gonna keep it that way because then we're gonna get into hot take territory.
Frieza's funniest thing he did was wishing to be 5 centimeters taller.
I mean, that's not
Dragon
wrong.
Ball Super.
I would.
Josh.
And his explanation was, I want people to still think I'm growing naturally in my final form.
Oh my gosh.
Man, man, I feel bad for Shenron. Oh, it's you guys again. Can anybody else find these damn things?
No, Bulma finds them all the time
There you go.
instead, and she wishes for some pretty shit stuff too.
To be extra thick.
Hashtag it.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
All right.
So yeah, that's Frieza and Megatron. So like,
They're pretty cool.
I'm big excited. I'm gonna go play through Devastations and follow Cybertron.
That's probably a good idea.
God,
I
yeah,
should do.
Devastation.
That's probably a good idea. I should do the same.
Did I say Devastations? I already played it. I meant Fall War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron. I'm gonna play through those two.
Yeah,
I already played
I
those
need
two.
to.
Did I
Yeah.
can't.
There you go.
It's so unfortunate what happened to the War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron because like nowadays it's
Yeah.
like borderline. They're like borderline impossible to play.
Well, I mean, they're not impossible to play. You can buy a
The key-
copy of Transformers War for Cybertron on secondhand markets.
The key word there was borderline. Well, anyways, I'm pretty sure backwards compatibility doesn't exist for these two games. Otherwise, I would have bought
No.
Otherwise, I would have bought Fall of Cybertron like months ago.
I mean, no, it did. Fall of Cybertron, if you have an Xbox, I'm pretty sure Fall of Cybertron was on the list of backwards compatible games for Xbox 360's catalog.
Now, is this for Xbox? Is this for the new Xbox or is this for the Xbox One?
Xbox One.
Okay. Anyways,
It should still be there. It should still be there. Last time I checked, but then again, this was years ago. But you know,
when I checked, it wasn't.
Semantics.
So when I checked, it
it's
wasn't. So
gone.
I don't. Okay. I wonder if actually, you know what? I'm gonna experiment real quick. I wonder if they're on Steam. Because if they're on Steam, I might pull the trigger on those. Because I played War for Cybertron like a lot when it was out. It's such a good game.
It was. I actually preferred Fall of Cybertron more, just because it just felt so good.
That's
But
the-
no,
Also,
if you wanna-
And also it's designed for single player, while War for Cybertron
Yes.
is designed for multiplayer.
Yeah,
which,
true.
That's impossible.
Yeah, it is
no.
impossible.
You think they were, since they were able to put out remastered versions of Deadpool the video game, which was made and developed by High Moon Studios, the same people who did the 4 and Fall of Cybertron games, they would have put out a 1080p port or upscale version of both those games. But I don't know. I guess
but you know, that's rational.
Yeah.
That's a rational thing to do. You see.
Deadpool had a popular movie. That's why he got his video game.
Oh, they're not.
Damn.
Nope. The only Transformers game on Steam is Battlegrounds. Guess who? And just like that, I've lost all interest forever. All right, cool. Thanks, Steam.
Okay.
You proved useful yet again, Steam.
Okay. All right. So,
Let's get into
I
production.
mean-
Yeah.
I mean, this is a sprite fight, right?
Well,
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean, that makes the most
Me-
sense to me, at least. I don't know.
Okay. Here's the thing. Do I believe? Okay. Correction. Do all of us here believe this fight could work in sprites?
100%.
It
Yeah.
could, but I would prefer
Yeah.
3D.
Yes, exactly. Like, look, can Origin make some good kick-ass sprites for Megatron?
I mean, I would hope.
Surely.
I mean, I would hope so because his
Right.
existing sprites are dog shit.
Are they made from the same people? Are they made from the same cloth as the Starscream sprites? Please
Yep.
tell me no. God.
Yep.
Well,
All the Transformer sprites are made by that.
Shit.
They are.
No.
They are really, really, really bad.
I mean, well, Raven's sprites weren't that great either, but they were able to retool and make those work. So, you know, maybe they could do the same. I don't know. That's for sure. But okay, I think we all pretty much agree. Look, the last Transformers fight was 3D, and that was really pushing the limits of the Unreal Engine system they were using at the time. So, kind of stands to reason you would do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
But now the question is, who gets it?
Well, I mean, the Devil Artemis. Blender Team just had their episode, so
That makes sense. Well, I mean, that's actually a good point. And coincidentally, when we get into the voice acting, your point holds more weight to it. I'll put a pin in that. Yeah, no, you kind of have to have this because it just would look so cool.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it would also probably look pretty cool in sprites, considering all the other sprite fights you see there. To be
Yes,
fair.
but okay.
Yeah, but the 3D fights are peak. The
Plus,
3D.
okay, you get us.
No.
Go ahead.
I mean, that's
No, go ahead. No. Well, plus two, the 3D fights give you a better sense of scale because if they would have to make a giant Megatron sprite, not too giant, but because I've seen everybody complain. Death Battle even made fun of this on their Reddit that everybody's complaining about the size difference between Frieza and Megatron, saying how it wouldn't work for the scale of the fight to have Frieza be super tiny and you have this 20-story robot.
Oh, if they only knew.
Hey. Oh, hey, here's this thing. It's called being creative. Oh, they're too small. Size difference. Bad. They don't explain why. They just say scaled issue and like. I'm sorry. I just want to go on a mini rant. Whenever you say scale issue and don't elaborate, that's just a nothing argument to me anymore.
Yeah, that's fair. But I think you get more better sense of their characters if they're 3D. Plus, the amount of expressions on Frieza would work so well for 3D, especially if Devil was handling it.
Yeah, I guess.
Actually, I need to check on something. Hold on.
You know, I just realized, and this is probably what Hyper's checking. Has Devil Artemis worked on a Dragon Ball episode?
No.
No, he has not. This
How?
will be his first Dragon Ball. I know. Fucking how?
If he is animating this, then this will be his first one.
Yes.
Okay. No, I was actually looking through. I was trying to remember. Has there been another 3D fight for a Dragon Ball character? And I completely forgot. Outside of like Goku, because like there's Gogeta, Vegito, which I know there's Vegeta. And then Goku 1 2, but then there's, like I completely forgot which. Me of all people forgetting Hulk versus Broly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Hulk.
This will be the first. If it was 3D, this would be like the first non-Saiyan to be 3D.
Huh.
True.
Yeah.
It's true.
This is also one of Goku's. This is one of the first times we see Goku's arch nemesis in a mainline 3D matchup. Beerus doesn't count. Beerus isn't his nemesis. He's more like his teacher or rival. So that doesn't count.
Well, it also wasn't 3D, so like,
I know.
kind of.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. I did double check just because. Okay, no, he has not worked on a main Dragon Ball fight. The only Dragon Ball fight he's worked on for this channel is the Vegeta Thor DBX.
Oof.
That's a yay.
Oof.
Okay, so then he hasn't worked on one before. Got it.
No. Yeah, exactly.
We don't talk about that. It never happened.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I can agree, but I still think there should be like a small chance that this could still be sprites, but
I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, it can be. I'm not going to deny the possibility.
I mean, yeah. Exactly.
Then you lose I think you just lose something if this isn't in 3D. Like Dragon Ball fights.
Well, I don't know.
In 2D.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like at that point you just kind of underestimate the power of the sprite team. Like they can pull off some crazy shit.
They can. They can.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. And then it shuts all of us the hell up because it's gonna be hand drawn. Watch.
Yeah, watch.
Nah.
That'd be funny.
That'll be a short fight.
I mean, they can do it. I'm not entertaining this idea, but they can do it.
Yeah.
Just the curveball, I swear.
I mean, we got it with Omni-Man
Homelander,
Homelander, so like,
a sick fight.
yeah, that's really it. So here's the $1.5 million question. Do you guys think they're gonna get Little Karibo to voice Frieza?
I hope
Yes.
so. Dude,
Probably.
when he's intimidating in TFS, he nails it down so hard. So I would really like for him to show up.
I
Yeah.
think they are gonna get Little Karibo. Yeah, they have to get Little. Okay, well, see, if they don't get Little Karibo, hypothetically, let's say they don't get Little Karibo, Double Artemis himself does a pretty damn good Chris Ayers impression. His Frieza is pretty damn spot on. I very much enjoy it.
There you go.
Yeah, again, Devil Artemis isn't just a pretty animator, you know, guys. But yeah, it's gonna be Little Karibo. And now, what backs this up even more potentially being animated by Devil is yesterday, coincidentally, Devil Artemis put out a new animation featuring Yugi and Kaiba, and Yugi was voiced by Little Karibo.
Funny how that works.
Very, very fun. And I can say that Devil has, and yeah, no, so it's like, hey, Devil's shown he can do Transformers and Dragon Ball well, so, you know, hey. Just
There you
saying.
go. Yeah.
But yeah,
And,
Little Karibo. It'd be cool to hear him
Yeah.
in Death Battle, finally.
Yeah.
We
had a voice in the show, has he?
No,
he
he's never
hasn't.
voiced in the show.
Oh.
Like, we've had reused Team 4-star actors like crazy, but we haven't had the man himself who just, again, his Frieza is so damn good. I love his Frieza.
I mean, like, it just makes sense to me. Like, if they can get, if Lanny can come in for Vegeta, if Kaiser can come in for Trunks, like, what's stopping them from getting Little Karibo for Frieza? If he sounds like Frieza, then
Yeah.
that's all you need, really.
Yeah, and he is the most popular choice for Frieza.
Yeah.
Alright.
Now, on the flip side, who on God's green earth is voicing Megatron?
I am. I know it's not gonna happen. But get David Case. Get David Case. Oh my god, please.
David K.
Okay, David would.
That's such a that with it being G1 Megatron, that's such a pipe dream. But I mean, I wouldn't oppose. I love David K.
Fan project before? Hasn't he voiced for fan project?
Yeah, but
before?
it was for Beast Wars Megatron, which is a different character entirely.
Okay, but here's the thing: he's awesome, so I don't care.
I mean, I agree with that. So like,
But there are again legality, rules, all that kind of stuff that would prevent him from voicing Megatron in here.
However, it is funny you mentioned that, because
I think.
one of the Transformer shows was did have Rooster Teeth's involvement.
Yes, and I know where
So-
you're going with this. I was gonna say the same thing.
So I wonder, and okay, so Megatron is voiced by Jason Marnoka, basically.
Yes.
So the question is, are they going to get him to reprise his role?
That would be so damn good because, look, you want to talk about a pipe dream? How awesome would it be if they could get Frank Welker to reprise his role?
Oh man, no, that is a massive pipe
I know.
dream. Holy,
No, I know. I'm talking mad. I know. I'm talking madness. I know. But it would be awesome. Plus, too, the guy. I think it'd just be difficult for him to do the Megatron voice for too long. I have noticed it's getting more and more difficult for him to do that voice. But yeah, get Jason. Please get Jason. Jason is like my favorite modern day Megatron actor. He really captures. He captures that G1 cheese, but he plays it with such modern day. I don't know how to describe it. I guess he's very similar to Christopher Ayers' Frieza in that sense, where he's got a level of sophistication to him, and he also is just so damn entertaining.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a hot take this is, but you want to know what my favorite show that features him is? It's Combiner Wars.
That actually is good. Yeah, I love Combiner Wars.
The show itself is kind of just but
yeah,
man,
Jason great.
Jason's
like the highlight.
Jason's a standout amongst like a pretty meh cast.
Hey, Honest Trailers guy did a pretty decent job at Optimus Prime. Okay, I know he got a lot of flack on that.
He did okay. I just think the direction didn't help him at all.
No.
The direction in the script. The script was awful.
Yeah, I mean, well, in the second season, I think somewhat improved, especially when they got Peter Weller back.
Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen. There are too many Peters. When they got Peter Cullen back, it was much better.
But the direction sucked for him too.
Yeah, but at least he was able to make it somewhat decent.
How do you screw up with Peter Cullen? I don't understand.
I don't understand either. But again, Jason saved it. Jason saved it for me.
I do want to know, because if they don't get Jason, I imagine what they're going to do is they're going to get someone who sounds like Frank Welker, because it is that version of the character that we're using here.
All right. Your Only Mate and Sean pretty much knew who I was going to say, so I'm going to say it. That Tom Shulk.
When in doubt.
You go to Tom Shulk.
Bro, Tom Shulk and Little Karibo in the same episode. God.
Then it's my favorite. Then it's just my favorite pair of voice acting of the season. Period. That's it. GG, everyone else.
I mean, last season we had Kaiser Neko and Bryce Papper. I mean, what?
If you can't get Jason, which again would suck, because it's like I really do want to hear Jason's Megatron more and more stuff. He is very damn good at it.
Yeah.
God forbid, but I'm just saying, if we needed to decide a new voice for Megatron, just get Jason. Have Jason be the default Megatron voice actor.
I can agree with that. Hell, I'm actually gonna hit you with a spicy hot take. Outside of Transformers Prime, I actually think I like Jason's voice as Megatron more than Frank Welker's.
No, I can agree to that. I certainly, no disrespect to Frank. Frank set the foundation, but his Megatron really was just all bark. That's it. Like, he was a one-dimensional bad guy. There was no depth to him, and Frank Welker just did that. He played an evil gun toy.
Well, I'm just not really a fan of the voice. I don't know. Like I said, outside of Transformers Prime. In Prime, he's amazing.
Transformers Prime is so good. I fucking love Prime Starscream. I know he's not here, but dude, Prime Starscream is probably my favorite Transformers character.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's really cool. You can't go wrong with Steve Bloom. That's for damn sure.
I was just gonna say, Steve Bloom.
So yeah. Well, cool. And then there's the soundtrack.
Okay, can they please just pull Wings of Iron with this one?
Man, So I know that this is probably like premature, but I'm 100% calling it now. This is going to be a vocal track.
Okay. So I listened to Megatron's boss fight theme in Devastation, right?
Yeah.
Make it the heaviest metal track in the entire show.
Yeah.
It needs to be insanely heavy metal.
I mean, Frieza's theme, not his main orchestral theme.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fucking Maximum the hormone. Yeah,
Do that.
I need it. It's so good.
Frieza.
It's such a good song. It's such a banger. It's such a banger.
Yeah, especially when they played it when he was coming out of his regeneration and back to the land of the living for Resurrection.
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh my god. Perfect. Do they have the new ringtone that I requested? Of course, my lord. But yeah, no, just I agree. Make it the most heavy metal track ever. It fits both their characters.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just to describe it, Transformers Devastation is basically, what if we took Metal Gear Rising and made it Transformers? That's basically what it is.
Metal Gear Rising and Bayonetta.
Yeah.
He has like which time?
That's true.
I'm sold.
Yeah, really, it's a really good game.
Yeah. Sad that Platinum never got to make more of those.
Yeah. Yeah. They were really building up a Devastation 2, and now we're just probably never going to get it at this point. And now I am the sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we get to the part that I am both interested in, and yet not really looking forward to.
Here we go.
Who's winning this?
Okay, so this
Alright.
really just depends on if they include one continuity at this rate.
I came for. All right. Yes. Okay. So let's set some ground rules because they have actually told us. I've seen a lot of people freak out and go crazy over this. So let's just say it now. They are not compositing Megatron.
No,
they
they
are
are.
using.
No,
Okay.
That
Okay. Well,
it's a composite G1 like they did with Optimus.
Yeah,
it's not like Unicron
Yeah.
Trilogy or Beast Wars, but anything that constitutes as in the G1 canon is
Yeah, okay.
basically being included.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that correction. Rena.
So like we got a bunch of video games, we got the cartoon, of course, the movie,
Yes.
we have a bunch of video games, bunch of comics.
Lots of crossovers.
Well, I don't know about the crossovers. We're probably gonna get. I don't know there's probably some debate about this. I think we're probably gonna get the Japanese G1 stuff.
I maybe, but okay. Yeah, no, there is no maybe. I think we will, but I don't know if it's gonna help much.
No, it will help him. Like if he gets Japanese G1, he's just winning outright. But the question is if he will even get it.
Okay. Well, still. And then for Frieza, obviously, it's everything
canon.
Dragon Ball Super, everything, including the games, except Heroes. Surprisingly,
Obviously.
Frieza hasn't made any appearances in Heroes, as far as I know. So no buffs for him in that. And also to Resurrection F, Dragon Ball Super, both the anime, the manga, and Super Broly.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but Frieza's currently like top billing right now, right? Like
He's like the strongest character that isn't Gohan. He's probably stronger than he's probably stronger than Manga Beerus right now. Specifically,
Manga
Even
Beerus,
Zeno?
yes, anime.
not Zeno.
Okay,
not
I
Zeno.
won't-
The
no.
whole thing is that Frieza is trying to be stronger than Zeno. That's his whole thing right now, which he
Ah.
hasn't
Yeah,
achieved
exactly.
yet. But like basically,
Yeah.
what happens is that like Black Frieza literally one shots both Ultra Instinct.
Oh,
Goku and
okay.
Ultra. Listen, everybody fucking knows. Everybody fucking knows it. It's not even a spoiler at this rate.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm positive. Okay, so look, that's another thing. there is no concrete evidence that we know of that they're giving Frieza Black Frieza.
Why wouldn't
they?
I don't know why
Well,
they wouldn't.
Here's the problem. No, here's the problem. I can see them acknowledging it, but here's the problem. We do not know anything about its. We do not know anything about this other than what we were shown briefly. There's nothing more to flesh it out other than making pure speculation. All we know is it took him 10 years to master his energy to get this form, and as soon as we see it, he one-shots Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct Goku and Vegeta after they were fully restored to full health via Senzu Beans, I believe. And he killed Gas, who made the wish to be the strongest and most unstoppable fighter in all of Dragon Ball. So we know that on it.
Yeah, you can just do that. You can just wish to be the strongest.
Yeah, that's why. That's
Cool.
how Vegeta. Exactly. And
Welcome to
Vegeta
Dragon Ball,
literally-
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and Vegeta one-shot him. But other than that, we do not know anything else what this form is comparable to. All we know is Frieza just said, "Look at me now, monkeys, I have a new form." Punches both of them, kills Gas, boom, he's out. That's it.
Well, here's the thing. It's been around as long as Ultra Ego, which they include for Vegeta. It's also like, let's be real, if they don't include it, they're gonna get a lot of.
They're gonna get a lot of
the biggest.
They're gonna get a lot of questions
it's the
on
biggest
why.
thing for Frieza right now.
It is the biggest thing, but again, that's just it. They've gotten shit to counter this. When they used, it wouldn't be the first time, because when they did Goku versus Superman all the way back then, they used Super
here's the
Saiyan
issue
God
you're talking about.
in
You're
blue.
talking about way back in 2015.
Yes, but I'm not saying. But what I'm saying is, it wouldn't be something they hadn't done before. It's not something they wouldn't just again repeat potentially, because again, the manga right now is just retelling the last movie instead of actually maybe setting up and exploring what Vegeta and Goku are gonna do next.
Doesn't the guide just list Black Frieza?
Yes.
Doesn't?
Yeah,
What
then
does
there
the
you go. Yeah, the end.
The ultra. Okay, so the researchers put a media guide to like, they basically just like help people like go into the right direction of what's probably at least some important stuff to look for, and Black Frieza and the chapter where Black Frieza appears is literally in there.
Yeah, so there you go.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well,
The Megatron,
Again,
the Megatron one kind of pisses me off though.
No,
I
it's
mean,
just
to be fair, I kind of get it because it's literally just
No, I get it.
what we're including.
I get it too, but my inner like paranoia is like, come on, tell me something.
No, I get it, but like, I'm honestly kind of glad they're not specifying because people would tinfoil the shit out of it.
no, 'cause,
Yeah.
like, it would be
Exactly.
super easy. It would be super easy because if we know which one it is, then we're just gonna know instantly who wins.
Yeah, I
have
know,
a
but
theory.
it's I know, but it's like,
I do have
I
a
think
theory.
I think there's a decent it's either they'll include it or they'll think it's like way too different, and they can just say if we're giving Megatron a win based on this one continuity that's so different from the main G1 thing, then we can just include heroes. Which, for the record, I don't necessarily agree is like 100% equivalent, but like I can see the argument.
no, I don't. That
Well,
doesn't
again,
track for me.
Frieza in Heroes doesn't appear or do anything. Only Cooler does. So, giving him Heroes wouldn't do anything because we don't know anything about Heroes Frieza.
He's just as strong, I guess.
I guess, but I do have a theory. If it is indeed true, and they're just going to give everybody everything, then maybe the best thing they can do to pinpoint what to scale Black Frieza to. I'm not going to hate saying that out loud from the mouth of my tongue, but regardless, I think the best thing they could do is scale what Black Frieza's full power output is to, say, Broly or maybe Beerus, because I think that's pretty much the fairest way you can give a honest speculation on what is his maximum output in this form.
Is it an unpopular
they
opinion
did
to? Is it going to be an unpopular opinion to say that I freaking hate Black Frieza?
No.
Okay, here's the
everybody-
thing. I would agree with you, but it was literally the only good thing in that entire arc.
It was, yeah. The
Okay,
whole
cool.
arc itself was just. It
It's
was
just-
just not.
It's just like, okay, like I'll say this: it's better than like, okay, design-wise, it's a bit, God, but like
I don't mind the design. I don't mind the design. That's like the only thing I like about it.
So Black Frieza is to show that he's at the top now.
I know, but it's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's more reasonable than Golden Frieza when he just got it in 4 months. This one is like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
I just don't
yeah,
like it just goes into a problem I have with modern Dragon Ball as a whole, where it's like remember when Super Saiyan came out and like it was like the biggest deal ever.
Yep.
And now here we are and we're getting like all these different like color palette power-ups that do nothing but be color palette power-ups, and it's just like, what? Okay, like when is Frieza gonna
It's
like
even worse.
when is Frieza gonna turn red? I know that's gonna happen. When is
Well, okay, see, the manga implies, thankfully, the manga does, and I think Toritora and Toriyama are saying that this is pretty much Frieza's ultimate peak. So there is no getting stronger than Black Frieza.
I used Frieza as an example.
Oh, okay.
This could apply to literally anybody. I just use
Well,
Frieza as an
well-
example because he's the center stage right now.
That's fair. But, still, regardless of that, I do want to say I am happy that this fight is another close one. It's not a clear-cut stomp in one's favor. Like,
Well, okay, it's okay. Here's the thing. It's the debatable factor is just literally what you include for Megatron or not. Because if you don't include it, then Frieza's just gonna win, and if you do include it, then Megatron's just gonna win. Like that's it.
Yeah.
well, okay.
This isn't like Bill versus Discord where it's like they have just so much of like everything. How do you determine who wins? This is literally what do you give Megatron that decides the outcome, like.
Well,
Again, okay. See, here's the thing. I'm confident that they are going to just give both these two they're going to give both these two something that is agreeable to maybe have it be in one person's favor. Because, okay, I knew about the gold and the black Megatron stuff months ago. Coincidentally, before and we all started talking about this fight now, I did not know that G1 had some crazy Japanese manga stuff, but it did, and here we are. But the context of how he gets those okay, so answer me this. How did he get those forms? And can he get those forms naturally?
So,
Because
admittedly,
that's what it all comes down to.
Admittedly, on Black Megatron, I'm not sure. For Golden Megatron, I don't exactly remember how he got it. But I do know that it was taken away from him. But he has grown in power enough that he is on par with his Golden form.
Okay, so that. Yeah, that's
so
my question.
in a sense, no, but he is at the moment just as powerful as he was when he did have his Golden form. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, because see, that's what I'm curious about.
I feel like if they are going to give Megatron his Golden form, it's going to be because Frieza has his own Golden form, so like aesthetic at that point.
Yeah.
Other than that, it doesn't really matter. Like, Megatron's just as powerful as he was in his Golden form nowadays, so like whatever. But for Black Megatron, I'm admittedly less knowledgeable on that.
Okay, because my question comes down to, can Megatron access these forms? Specifically, I guess now my main line of questioning is Black Megatron. Can he get access to Black Megatron instantly, or do these involve special circumstances to get it? Can he just turn it on whenever he wants, is my question.
I'm trying to look it up, but it's giving me a bunch of the toys that I don't care about.
Because if there are existential circumstances that surround him getting these forms, then I can see why they won't give it to him. But they will mention them.
I'm looking it up. Give me a second.
We'll see. We'll see.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna wait for him to look it up, and then I'm gonna get to the crux of my argument of who I think it is.
Okay, as Wheeljack provides play-by-play coverage, Optimus belts Megatron across the face and sends... This is on TF WikiNet, by the way. And sends him hurtling into a wall, hurtling through a wall in the headquarters. Unfortunately, the blow damages Megatron's gyro compass. Sure, we'll go with that. Which acted as an internal stability regulator. This suddenly allows his processors to access a cache of quantum surge energy that had been stored in him for some time. This power boost turns his body black, heals his wounds faster than they can be inflicted, and sends his strength rocketing off the scale. So I guess that's how he got the form.
Okay, so existential circumstances, got it.
Well, apparently it's like it's energy that had been stored in him. So
Okay. But it just took something to bring it out.
yeah, but I imagine that like you could probably like have a similar thing happen in a fight against Frieza. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't say whether or not he can turn it on or off.
Okay.
So yeah. It is also a Japanese G1 thing, by the way.
Yeah. But it still can be used.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's my thing, and why this, because okay, I think stat-wise these two are almost dead even. So I don't know. Would you agree with that?
No.
No.
Okay.
Again, this really just boils down to what do you include.
It's like either
Okay.
Megatron gets stat stomped without the Japanese manga, or he does, or he stomps stat stomps Frieza with the Japanese manga.
Well, there's also some crazy stuff from like character bios and mobile games. If we want to bring those up.
Oh Jesus Christ! Why did we jump from mobile games? I don't like.
Okay. So see, here's my thing. I think they're gonna give it to Frieza. I think Frieza's gonna win this.
Maybe. It
now-
really just depends if they use Japanese or not.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does depend, but also to like, look, I mainly I think Frieza's most strongest stat is his durability. I think his durability is better than Megatron's.
This is gonna be a
I don't know, bro.
this is gonna be a revolving door, isn't it?
I don't know. Okay, I'm like just in terms of just. Yeah,
So let
going back-
me say this.
go.
There is one comparison I do want to make. And it isn't a stat thing. It's an abilities thing. And Hyper and Rena might know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I do.
It's the comparison between Frieza has Hakai, for starters.
Well, no, he just resists it.
Okay,
no.
fair enough. He resists Hakai. Cool, got it. Megatron has antimatter. So like apparently like he can link up to like a black hole or something. I really there are times when I really wish I was making this up, by the way. But he can link up to a black hole and draw like antimatter to use as a weapon. And what antimatter does is basically, if I'm getting my information correct, basically it when it comes into contact with matter, it turns that matter into energy. So it is basically like a it's basically like glorified transmutation, if that's the right term to use. And I've seen people like bring up the comparison, like does like Frieza's resisted Hakai, does that mean he can resist Megatron's antimatter? And I'm going to say no. It's an interesting concept. It's an interesting debate.
But why do you think he can't resist the antimatter?
Because Hakai works. It's existence erasure. Basically, it erases your very existence. Antimatter doesn't. Antimatter basically if Frieza gets hit by antimatter, if Frieza gets hit by antimatter, he is going to get turned into energy. Basically, he's not going to get erased. He's not going to get erased from existence. He's just going to become like a source of energy now. Which is still really bad.
Question.
Answer.
Has there been any? All right. So has there been anybody in Transformers that have come up with counters to this? Like, have they? Like, can the antimatter eat through barriers of fields of pure energy? Because Frieza can just create a key barrier to protect himself. All Dragon Ball characters can do that.
True.
I remember like an argument about like how key, like how you can use like key to like shield yourself from like I think it was like in Super where Trunks like protects himself from like the Boru's spit, which like transmutates. Is antimatter like transmutation?
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Yes, it does. Because because Boros' spit turned anybody it touched upon contact into stone.
Yeah. And Trunks using Ki was able to like block it. So like if Frieza's Ki barriers can like potentially like stop the antimatter.
It's kind of like it's kind of a case of like it's transmutation mixed with like matter manipulation.
So like Majin Buu's, where he can transmutate you into food.
Something like that.
Because there you go.
It's a little weird.
Okay. Question. How fast is Megatron? What is his
extremely
top speed?
Um.
Give me. I need specifics. Is he faster than light? Massively faster than light? What is he?
Massively.
Okay.
It depends on the country, but like the highest thing. Bring up that one feed. You know the one.
I know of a couple.
But you know the biggest one.
I'll bring up light speed because it's not from a Japanese thing. I will bring up the other one because I brought it up on Lads and they were floored. All right. But I'll bring up there's an Autobot. He's kind of a random Autobot. His name is Lightspeed. And in the mobile game Transformers Earth Wars, he makes a statement where I just need to pull the screenshot up again. Give me a second. It's basically like he was on a supercomputer and he was like calling it slow. Hold on.
So like the Flash.
Yeah. I need to pull up the specific. Yeah, okay. So the computer is only searching 1 trillion dimensions in a nanosecond, huh? No wonder it's taking so long. Right, stand back. Accelerating search parameters to a decillion dimensions per femtosecond.
That reminds me of those fake Galaxia scans.
It feels like one. It literally feels like one.
It feels like one, but it's
real.
Okay, so
here we go.
Okay, so here's my counter. Here's my counter. Frieza is also massively faster than light, but I would say his speed, because here's the thing. This leads into durability too. Frieza was able to survive an hour to 2 hour long beating in his golden form from Broly, who we know his Super Saiyan form was stronger than both Vegeta and Goku's Super Saiyan Blue form, and that's if Vegeta and Goku added Super Saiyan Blue Evolution or Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken on top of that. And he was able to survive a full hour to 2 hours. Again, on the high end, it's 2 hours. On the low end, it's 1 hour, but still.
True.
Plus, there's the first time we saw him in Z. Do you know what it took to finally put this son of a bitch down? He literally survived getting his torso. He literally survived his torso getting blown off, floating in space, still alive, and then fully was reconstructed cybernetically. Even in Dragon Ball Resurrection F, I just watched it. When Shenron wished him back, he was cut up in the same pieces that Trunks left him in before he blasted him to ash. There was still a part of Frieza that was trying to regenerate from those pieces, but he couldn't. And he was fully sentient and conscious. So it does take a lot to kill him. And the fact that he was able to survive as long as he did against Broly and not look any tired or damaged than Goku and Vegeta, I think that says a lot about his durability, but also speed. If he was able to survive a beating from him, we do know that maybe he can be scaled to Broly in terms of speed. So the whole dark matter...
I'm confused.
Antimatter.
Yeah, antimatter. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, we're still here.
Well, while he's doing that, Rena and Hyper, do you remember what the
right, there we
lightspeed
go.
thing? Do you remember if there was a calc on the lightspeed thing?
Yeah, it depends, but like the lowest end is about 2.93 vigintillion times the speed of light, which is basically.
I'm sorry, what?
It's basically two followed by 66 zeros.
Fine.
Okay.
On the high end is 947 quintillion times the speed of light, which is 9 followed by 110 zeros, which is well over a Google.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool. That's fine. Yeah. So
okay,
like.
so
Basically, you would need to rely on, like, regardless of either end, you would have to rely on like infinite. I hate that word. Infinite speed stats for Frieza.
And it's funny because Megatron has similar scaling arguments.
I mean, AP.
because, again,
I mean, if it's just like G1, the one, then he would AP stomp, and it would just be even speed at that point.
I mean, sure,
like,
but still.
Yeah, because-
Yes. So like, as long as he's like comparable, and it's just G1, then maybe. But if Japanese is there, then.
So do I bring up mainframe now? Because
go ahead.
mainframes is crazy. So there's a character, is another Autobot. His name is Mainframe. In one of his bios, I'm going to read the first two sentences of his bio. Okay. Mainframe tolerates the combat aspect of being an Autobot freedom fighter simply because he has to. Physical battle holds no interest for him. He'd prefer to tackle programming code or entertain himself by, and I'm directly quoting when I say this, calculating the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter out to a centillion decimal places. Again. This is okay,
that's impressive. That is impressive, but how does that help Megatron is what I'm curious about.
It's very fast. It's very fast.
It's very fast.
Okay, so are we saying Megatron can also do that? Are we saying all Autobots?
Mainframe is a rando. Like, he is, like, it is, like, Transformers is a pretty consistent, like, you're not gonna get some like rando Autobot on the street and have him beat Megatron.
Right.
So basically, I'm saying that Megatron would scale, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, see, here's my thing, and here's the one thing all three of you haven't brought up, and I'm surprised. If there's one person that they will definitely scale Megatron to, it's Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
And so again, it's like, okay, G1 Prime, then we just use stuff for him. That's what I'm curious about. I don't know. I don't know if any of all of these other things will play a factor. I just think.
Well, it's funny
will
because
see it
like.
going to fun.
Well, it's funny because like as far as like direct feats are concerned, Optimus doesn't hold a candle to like Lightspeed or Mainframe. But like his status as the leader and like being like considered by many to be like one of the strongest Autobots out there, he would scale to them. But like we have to we have to pull from these feats in order to get an idea of the speeds of both Optimus and Megatron. By the way, just for reference, the Mainframe thing got, according to Kingsley, got 1 million nonagentillion times faster than light. That is 1 million. That is 1 million followed by 273 zeros.
But does that equal out to combat? Okay, but does that equal out to combat speed?
It's
because see, when I'm bringing up these speed feats for Frieza, I'm not talking about intelligence speed. I'm mainly talking about in terms of combat speed.
Well,
travel speed, or
the fact that he can think that fast.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's similar to what they brought up for Stitch.
Situation.
It's similar to what they brought up for Stitch's supercomputer brain. It's basically that. Just like a gazillion times faster.
No, okay. That's fine.
Basically what I'm saying is that unless, like, I know that infinite or immeasurable speeds or whatever, it's crazy, they exist for both of them. If you don't use them, then Megatron is running circles around Frieza.
Just funny considering his size.
Which is incredibly funny considering his size, yes.
Okay.
So for me, this is kind of going into who I think is going to win, or who I'm like placing my vote on. I think personally, because antimatter isn't Japanese G1, right? I think that's IDW, isn't it?
It's even in the Marvel comics and
okay.
IDW.
Okay, yeah. So my thing is that okay, it's a little weird. So the Lightspeed thing comes from a mobile game. The Mainframe thing is from his bio. If they include that, then I feel like personally that mixed with the antimatter, I think Megatron's going to win.
Okay, because all right.
They haven't used infinite speed yet for Dragon Ball, but like the new manga has made like arguments for that come up again. So like,
and also the Cooler movie, but like, why the fuck would you use that?
Not using that.
Yeah, no, not using that. Dragon Ball, by its very nature, must have a limit to its speed. Doop, doop, doop.
Shut up.
Okay, look. Yeah, okay. I think Frieza will win just because. Okay, even if Frieza, let's say hypothetically, they do give Megatron all this, it's not as if Frieza doesn't have counters to some of these little tricks. Because again, especially if you want to throw in Black Frieza, if they do throw in Black Frieza for the animation, and that's the crux of why they believe he wins. Well, okay then. That pretty much puts Frieza at the top 3 most powerful characters, pretty much multi-universal. And I know they are going to scale him to Beerus and Goku's first clash, because Frieza, in his first form, was able to keep up, and in some occasions won circles around Goku's first time as a blue head.
Okay. So I guess if we want to talk about AP, this is Japanese, so this one will be debatable if it's brought up. But as Golden Megatron, he was able to like merge multiverses together or some shit.
Yeah, that's pretty
so you could argue that as like a potential like waited for him to keep up in power.
Yeah.
I know both also have like some arguments of like they're like having like infinite size like cosmologies or whatever. It's stupid. I hate it. But here we are. So I think like worst case scenario is that worst case scenario is that they don't include Japanese G1 at all, and then Frieza just AP stomps. But even then, I just feel like Megatron like shit blitzes and then bypasses durability with antimatter. But okay.
Again, Frieza had. Even if Frieza is shit stomped in speed, hypothetically, which again, I think then he still has counters around the antimatter. He can instant teleport, and he can also put up key barriers to protect himself.
Right, but if he's not fast enough to react to it, then what does that matter? They're not passive. At least I don't think they're passive. Frieza has to like put up the barriers himself. If Megatron's just gonna like run circles around him, if Megatron's gonna make Frieza look like a statue in comparison, then all Frieza can do is just like.
Well, here's the thing. What is Megatron's durability output? Because we know that Frieza's now is multi-universal. If not universal, if you don't give him Black Frieza, it's universal.
Well, his durability should be on par with his power. That's just how it works. So, merging multiverses. There you go.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is that if they, I don't know. I know it's one of those. I know it's one of those things where it's like if they don't include Japanese G1, then Frieza just wins. But I don't know. I'm not entirely like I will fully admit that it could be bias. I will fully admit to that. But I don't feel comfortable with that because a lot of Megatron's like best like speed scaling isn't from the Japanese material. So, and neither is the antimatter. I know I'm putting a lot of faith on that, but like,
yeah, because that sounds like a lot of faith. It sounds like you're relying a lot on them including it, but there's always the risk of. I think that counts
I think they're
G1.
No, I think they're gonna include because the antimatter's from like the Marvel comics.
If they're including it more, if they think it'll be enough.
Yeah, the antimatter's from like the Marvel comics. Like they're including it.
I know that, but I'm mainly talking about the Japanese stuff.
Well, that's the thing. Everything I brought up aside from Golden Megatron is not from the Japanese stuff.
Okay.
All the speed feats are from like mobile games and bios, and the antimatter's from the Marvel and IDW comics.
Yeah.
So
I
like
mean, again, I'm not sure. I'm confident they're going to.
I think personally, sorry to interrupt. I think personally, if they're including the Japanese G1 stuff, then Megatron at bare minimum keeps up in power, shit blitzes the hell out of Frieza.
Yes.
And one shots him with antimatter, wins. Like that's GG's. If they don't, then I'm honestly not sure. Because
hold on. Both of these two kind of have an egotistical problem. They kind of tend to get a little too cocky. And that could be used against both of them. Especially if Frieza's
I will say, no matter what happens, Megatron has a humongous advantage in experience.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that's just kind of a given.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I wanted it to be okay. Look, I would like a Transformers win, but I don't know. I feel like Frieza could be potentially the one to break the Dragon Ball losing streak and put them back on top.
It's definitely the best shot at the moment because I don't think they would win. I mean, never mind. Go on, Mark. But like, who wants that?
Yeah, no, because okay, worst case scenario, which is again worst case scenario, Frieza loses. That's it. GG. The Dragon Ball streak continue. The Dragon Ball losing streak continues, and on the upside, we have a little bit. We have 2 wins for Transformers, but
And they're the only
then
2 that
there's
matter.
other scenario. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, 'cause, again, I don't know. That's just it. A lot of this really, you guys really brought the fucking thunder, and that's really good. I'm so happy that y'all brought it, and thank you God, because I love being challenged, and I love this feeling of the rush when talking about this kind of debate. This is what I like about talking about Death Battle matchups.
I am hoping the previews, like if they are using Japanese, that they don't show it yet.
Yeah,
Because if that's there, then it's just over. There is no debate anymore.
My bias wants them to, but I understand that like you want the suspense. I understand that, but I just want to breathe.
I have a bias too. I was exposed to Frieza first. I was exposed to Dragon Ball first before Transformers, so I have a slight edge out in bias. And I really, if I was gonna choose for anybody to break this losing streak Dragon Ball's had over the past year, not counting Vegito, then I would want it to be Frieza, because how funny would that be? Goku himself couldn't win twice, but yet his arch nemesis won his death battle. I just would find that so funny.
Him and Mr. Satan.
Yeah, and Mr. Satan.
Mr. Satan got a win before Goku did. Rip.
Mr. Satan's win came out a month after. It was a month or 2 after Goku versus Superman.
That's right. That's why so many people in the comments were mad about that.
I'm sticking with Frieza. I do. I think Frieza can. I think Frieza can pull out a victory. I'm positive. If you're wrong, I'm happy to be wrong, because again, Transformers gets another W. Let's keep it going. Come on. Let's bring back Starscream, the good one, the one that Brobuscus love. Let's bring in Armada Starscream.
Justice for Starscream, please.
Justice for Megatron's
metal face.
Yeah.
Let's bring in Bumblebee. Let's bring in Optimus Primal. Like, come on. Let's keep it going. Let's not wait another 5 years for a Transformers fight, please. So, I'm sticking with Frieza.
I am not. Because like when I was going into this, it's like, oh, they're just gonna include Japanese because like that's easy for every other series. But then I just saw like the continuity things for all Transformers, and I'm like, I don't know.
All right.
I'm gonna be a sissy baby and just wait for the previews. And if they don't show Japanese, I'm just gonna bet Frieza.
All right. Well, you have that luxury. I don't. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Guests have the luxury of being like, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Well, okay,
ZDogg,
I'll let you think. Reno, what are you thinking?
I don't know, honestly.
Just do what I'm gonna do.
I've been eating. I'll be honest. I've been eating way too good this season. So I'm just gonna say Frieza's gonna lose because I need to have my comeuppance soon enough.
Well, like, what if it's the pinnacle though?
Well, I guess I peaked.
Yeah, just like me, just like with the last episode, peak.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
ZDogg,
I think the more.
ZDogg, feel
the
free to
more I
ask
think of it-
questions.
No, I think it's just gonna overcomplicate things. At the moment, I think Bro's persuaded me. I think I'm gonna go with Megatron. I think he has them. I think his arguments are a little more concrete than Frieza's. I think I don't know.
No. Hey, this is Bill versus Discord all over again. So
it's like-
you know what? I'm happy.
It's technically not, technically they could go either one, and they wouldn't technically be wrong because like, yeah, G1 without Japanese would just lose because like, yeah, he's just not strong enough to keep up with it. But and if they go with Megatron and they include Japanese, then yeah, they're just right either way. Like, there's no really right or wrong answer. It's just your like what version you use.
Yeah, but I think because I think Bro made a strong argument for Megatron. I think he's persuaded me. I think I'm gonna go Megatron.
They do typically do give characters everything, like most of the time. That it's because like whenever there's like will they include this, and they typically
usually-
do include it.
And usually when they don't, it's like super obvious that they wouldn't. Like they're not gonna include Dragon Ball Heroes, like cause duh.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, or
So-
like I think the only example I could think of this was like, Kate's.
Yeah.
But they did include. But they did include that though.
Time.
Alright, so I do want to interrupt. I'm sorry. I have an hour left because if I don't pick up the call from my girlfriend, she's gonna kill me, and I will take all of you with me.
All right, so our
wrap
bets
this up.
our bets have been made. We're good. I'm just gonna say to wrap this up. I'm a petty, biased little son of a bitch. So if Megatron wins, then this is my favorite episode of the season by default. I'm just gonna say that I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm gonna be upfront. This is the most I've wanted a character to win since at least Excalibur versus Raiden. At least.
Yeah, but remember what
Yeah.
happened with Excalibur versus Raiden?
Yes, but here's the thing. I want Megatron to win more than I wanted Silver to win. And you know how badly I wanted Silver to win.
I do know
A lot.
yes.
Yeah, and on the opposite end, Rena.
Yeah, if Frieza wins, this is like my favorite episode ever.
So like one
I'm
of
not
you.
even gonna hide it.
It's probably not going to be my favorite episode ever because Optimus vs. Gundam means so much to me, but like yeah.
It'll be your number 2 if Megatron wins.
And
There you go.
maybe.
God.
Alright. So
All right.
moving on.
All right. So,
We're
well,
gonna do that first.
nope, we're gonna do this first.
Welcome to the Tournament of Champions!
Thank you,
Very good.
Discord soundboard.
Yes, love it.
All right.
yes, but
So-
we did it last week. We're doing it again.
Yippee! And we have 2 matches to talk about because we're in week 3 and we didn't talk about week 2 because week 2 wasn't a thing yet. Whoops.
Yep, the joy of doing a bi-weekly podcast.
Yeah, well, it's also the joy of talking about a bi-weekly show. So whose fault is it really?
Yeah,
Fair.
I blame.
So-
I don't know.
So I think it's best because week 2 is over. I think it's just best if we just speed run through it.
Yes.
So okay, let's do this. So first and foremost, Gru versus Megamind, aka the one that obviously won.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This
no one's
is out there to the surprise of no one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
It's
I
cool.
mean, you are not gonna hear me complaining. I like this match a lot.
I like
Exactly.
it.
Cool.
I like it. It's cool. It's not the one I voted for. But I think it's.
I like it. No, actually, that is the one I voted for. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's the one I voted for too.
Yeah.
I
hated that I saw this coming. I love Gru vs. Megamind. I've been wanting it to happen for a long, long time. even if some new information has come to mind about the victor, but we'll get to that when we get to that. We'll cross that bridge if it ever comes down. But
well, and to an extent, we already
am-
did because fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But still. Semantics. I'm happy.
Either
that
way, but
it
both are
won.
based, so like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. But well, okay, no. Despicable Me is not based.
Despicable Me
What is
3 is not based. I'll agree to
that
that.
one is-
No. The Minions movies are not based.
I will also agree with that.
Yeah,
but
they peaked after Despicable Me 2. All right, let's just
Despicable Me 1 and 2 are good.
Yes, I agree.
And then Megamind is Megamind.
Megamind should have had a sequel a long time ago. I hate this.
Hey, we're getting a resurgence. It's coming.
I know, but it needs to happen fast enough. Damn it.
Anyways, I'm happy for everybody who liked it. I'm happy for everybody who voted for it, including myself. So like, yeah, cool match. And I'm just gonna be honest. Between this match, the one that won week 1, which I guess we could say right now, it was Monokuma versus Koro Sensei, which kind of blew everybody by surprise.
I love Monokuma versus Koro Sensei. That's my favorite matchup in the ballot so far. Like the entire thing.
Me too.
Okay, so
There you go.
2 people I know have a stake in that matchup. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Congrats to Korokuma for winning. Okay. Zeus versus Odin, aka holy shit, I feel so bad for the researchers.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I have absolutely no problem with this match. It sounds really fun.
I wouldn't mind if it happened. I wouldn't mind if it happened.
More mythos, hooray!
Cool.
Let's get it.
Yeah, this is probably the next big like mythos fight, like after Hercules for so much
Most
time.
definitely.
Yeah.
So like yeah. But yeah, cool match. And I imagine Hyper and Rena don't have much to say because they haven't said anything.
Not particular. There's just a lot to talk about, and honestly, I feel like everything I've said, I just be a broken record. I hope they do this. I hope they do this cool thing.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say on the other matchups other than what I voted for.
Yeah, honestly, like they've been doing really good at picking the matches because there isn't one that they've picked. There isn't one that they've picked that I have a problem with. All right. Little Mac versus Ippo.
I like it, but it's not my favorite people. It's not my favorite people.
I voted for that one.
Right.
It got second place.
Yeah, it was it was the runner-up. So,
the group was too strong, unfortunately.
It would have been so cool for an underdog win. That would have fit so.
Oh, that would have been so fitting.
That would have fit so well. Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded if it won.
I just put Little Mac on the show, please.
Honestly, yeah.
Cool.
Like that's really all I
We need another boxer fight.
That's really all I care about. Like Little Mac has been talked about to be on the show since like way early on, like season 2, bare minimum.
It really hope it happens. So here's hoping.
It's kind of amazing that it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But here we are. All right, and the last one. This is the one that Richard has the most to say about. Peacemaker versus Soldier Boy.
Oh, Captain, my captains.
There you go.
I very much would like this to happen, and it would be so cool. Yes, not Peacemaker versus Punisher or Soldier Boy versus Slade Wilson. No, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I would love to see this become a full fight. I'm very sad that it got dead last. I think that the fact that it even got a little bit of votes makes me feel a little better, but I'm so sad that it was the last one. I knew it wasn't gonna win, but I was hoping it would have done better. But
yeah,
hey, That's what happens when you put it up against 3 other stacked matchups. It's most definitely going to be at the bottom. But yeah,
I think
this would be.
I do want to get some love.
To be honest, the only reason I didn't vote for this is because like both Peacemaker and Soldier Boy have like a smorgasbord of matches, and I'm kind of okay with all of them.
I mean, honestly, character thematical wise, it actually makes sense for both these two to fight each other, and I'm so surprised that even I didn't think of it. Because yeah, Peacemaker was the best part of the Suicide Squad. His show was the best thing to come out of the DCEU before it got flashpointed, and Soldier Boy was the MVP of The Boys Season 3. In fact, you can call this the Death Battle Curse if you want. He's also making a cameo in their spin-off show. So,
Hey,
yay! We
you.
are getting more Soldier Boy. But I have hope this fight will happen because everybody on today's cast talked about how they would actually love to do this and how it would be very fun to do writing-wise.
Yeah. Oh yeah, these two would have a field day with each other, and I would love to see that.
Their egos would just be bashing against one another. Like, it's crazy.
Yes.
Even though I have to see one of them die, and it's sad.
Yeah. What? Okay, I guess we won't get into that, but like, I actually don't know who wins this. I'll be honest.
Do, but
Rob?
I'd rather save it if this happens.
I mean, just a preliminary guess. I guess. From what I've heard, probably Peacemaker. But I don't know.
No, that's wishful thinking, but you know, maybe.
Well, hopefully this match will happen, and we can discuss it then.
Yeah.
Then.
I know if
it does, I call the rights to the music choices.
I know if I do know that if it's just comics versions for both, then Peacemaker easily wins. Because comics Soldier Boy does frick all.
We don't talk about
Well, okay, no, I feel like it has to be the shows, because if it's comics, then yeah, Peacemaker wins. Because spoiler alert, there are 2 different versions of Soldier Boy in the Boys comics, and they couldn't be more polar opposites to each other.
All right, well now we're talking about the Boys comics. I feel like we should move on.
Yes, agreed. So yeah, very very sad this didn't win. I have hope it'll happen, and yeah. So and plus 2, I'll get to hear now as Soldier Boy because he does a fantastic drop dead impression of Jensen Ackles.
Well, there you go. All right, now we have week 3.
Yeah.
This is where we're at now. So first and foremost, okay, I will admit just off the bat, between all the lineups we've had so far, this is the one that kind of resonates with me the least.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Week 1 is the weakest to me.
Fair.
It's nothing against the matches. I just like the other matches more. And there's a couple of them on here that I just like don't really have anything really to say about them. Like with our first one, Ragna from Blaze Blue versus Velvet Crow from Tales of Berseria.
I got nothing. Sorry.
I would like to see Blaze Blue back because they kind of got the short end last time.
Yeah.
And I like Ragna quite a bit. And Velvet, from what I remember, is voiced by Christina V, who I have a massive amount of respect for. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, this match seems cool. It would make a friend of mine happy for Tails. And yeah, we do need another Blaze Blue rep. So I'm down for it, but I just don't have much experience with either, sadly.
And I will take the silence to say that no one else has anything to add. All right, cool. Moving on. Hey, it's the match I have even less to say about.
Moon versus Madoka?
Yeah, Sailor Moon versus Madoka Kaname, or however, I don't know, whatever.
This is the one I voted for.
I am...
Remember, we gotta be impartial.
I am happy for my friends.
Good. I've watched Madoka Magica. I really liked it. Thank you, Rena, for showing me. I was, I'll be honest, I also do like one other one, but I'm voting this one mainly for a friend because they've been pushing for it hard, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's neat.
Cool. That's the fastest one yet. Okay. All right. Now we're getting into some of the big boy ones. Scorpion versus Wolf. Scorpion from Mortal Kombat versus Wolf from Sekiro.
That's just
That's
raw.
awesome. That's the one I voted for.
Yeah, that's just raw.
Nice.
I like. I
Yeah.
think it's cool.
I would love to see. Okay, should specify. Obviously, because Mortal Kombat 1 is out now and the timeline has been reset, we're talking about pre-Mortal Kombat 1. So Hanzo Asashi Scorpion, not Kuai Lane Scorpion.
Yeah.
Because Hanzo has been completely erased and is gone from the new timeline. Thanks a lot, Liu Kang.
Well, it's not entirely true. I mean, he's not in the story, but there are mentions of him in like the intros and some of the character endings.
Well,
I think Smoke's
still.
Smoke's ending makes reference to him.
Well, still, he's not Scorpion, so...
That's true. Although he is still in the Shirai Ryu, and now we're getting into spoiler territory. I'm going to move on.
Okay, yeah. So Scorpion's long overdue for a return. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down for Scorpion to come back. And after Dark Souls versus Skyrim, I think I have full confidence that they can do a Soulsborne episode. So yeah, I'm down for Sekiro as well. I haven't even played Sekiro, but well, okay, that's not entirely true. But I have less experience with Sekiro than I do with Dark Souls. So, and you know my experience with Dark Souls. So yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Cool. All right, last one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say
And
this
kind of fitting considering we have who Scorpion fought originally as well in this game.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's right.
With a twist, actually.
with the
But-
twist.
With the
So this is what I voted for. If we're talking about the ones we voted for.
is.
It's Ryu versus Goku, but
Peek.
it is composite Ryu versus composite Goku.
I have opinions. That's all I'll say.
It's basically the only way that you can make this match interesting.
Hey, go crazy on the Fortnite jet. Have both of them use Hollow Purple.
Yeah, they.
It is.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Gosh. But no, I'd honestly be completely down to see this. I know in a previous podcast I mentioned composite Ryu versus composite Scorpion, but no, this is better. Do this instead. Like, yeah. Because I'm just seeing them talk about composite. Because I don't think. Okay, technically they do this all the time, but like doing a composite
Full
fight
composite.
like this,
Like every
like a full composite, yeah.
every single thing that they've been in counts.
Yeah, we haven't.
Including the stuff exclusively in Japan.
Yeah.
There you go. But like, yeah, I'd be so down to see a fight like this to be tackled on the show. So I'm completely down for it.
I will say just for like, I mean, I like this more, but I am also okay with like composite Goku versus composite Sonic, just kind of like fill out the Trinity. But I do like this more, so let's do this instead.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, Ryu versus Goku has been a match that's been talked about for a while, for understandable reasons. I feel. Obviously, like if you know, like regular Ryu versus regular Goku, there's no debate. But like what I mean is like you can see why these two are compared to each other.
Agreed.
So it's like you can make a fun fight out of it, and with it being composite, you can make an interesting fight out of it too. You can make a conversation out of it, I should say. especially since like Fortnite just decided to throw both of them in. So like,
Yeah.
Yep.
equal stats for the win, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. Boy, get ready for that when that's ever happens. Dear gosh. Fortnite scaling. Whee! It's not as complicated, I'm sure, but still.
Yeah, probably not, but yeah, cool. Good, solid batch.
I would
Yeah,
love
sure,
to
why not?
see, out of all of these, I would love to see Composite Ryu and Goku win. Yes, that would just be a mean fight, but it's like.
But it'd be funny.
Look, it would be funny, especially to see. I don't know, just to say that this is happening, and just to see what kind of stuff are they going to throw at us for the animation. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Well, just off the thumbnail alone, like they throw in Fortnite for both, and then for Ryu they throw in the live action version and Smash, I think.
Smashy Bros. Yeah, Smashy Bros.
Smashy Bros.
Smashy Bros.
Smashy Bros.
And then for Goku, it's Evolution Goku and Jump Force Goku.
Yeah. Well, also too, it's not even that. There's also the Dragon Ball 4D, where Goku fights Super Saiyan 4 Broly, but also the ride where Goku fuses with you, the audience. So you are now a fusion with Goku.
Cool.
Great. Also, we might get to see Ryu as a Power Ranger. Yes, that's a thing.
Yeah,
That's right. We
Yeah,
are
like,
Ryu
get
as
his
Power
mouth.
Ranger, the Crimson Hawk Power Ranger.
And because of that, like I like because of that, I don't regret my vote. So yeah, solid.
There you go. Very strong lineups. Again. Whereas I have a feeling all these are going to be strong lineups. So what am I saying? We're just going to be saying that every week. So, but hey, I'm not complaining.
All right. So, Arena, hi. How are you doing?
I'm a very quiet person. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I think like my favorite, Goku vs Ryu. I think my main thing with Goku vs Ryu is that like, if it's like they just make it like just more fair, I think it's kind of lame. But if they go all in on like the composite elements, like give them fucking Smash Bros items or Fortnite weapons, like if they genuinely lean into the composite elements, I think it would actually be one of the coolest fights they'll ever do.
Yeah.
But they need to actually like lean into the composite stuff. Like someone mentioned, the best climax here, like Goku fires out like a universe-consuming Kamehameha, but Ryu is wearing the Franklin badge.
Hey, yeah.
It would be so peak.
It's the Smash Bros version of the Uno reverse card.
It's
Yeah,
so
sounds good.
peak.
Yes.
Anyway, so Rita, you are a guest of honor, or one of them anyway. You're a new guest of honor. What we like to do with guests is we ask them a lot of their opinions on things, mostly Death Battle, because that's why we're here.
All right.
We're just gonna get the negative stuff out of the way. What's your least favorite episode of Death Battle? The chat.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, besides the obvious reverse fight, so
yeah, the challenge that we.
This is not my least favorite, but I want to bring out the biggest disappointments right out of the way. Sub-Zero vs. Glacius and Batman Beyond vs. Spider-Man 2099 are like the most disappointing I've ever been watching an episode of this show. They're not my least favorite, but they're just like they're just like the most I've ever been disappointed.
Okay.
My actual least favorite episode is probably just Mewtwo vs. Shadow, as basic of an answer that is.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Valid.
Man, I want to do this one as a vlog. I want to redo this match as a vlog. I think it'd be very interesting.
That'd be cool.
Cause like when you really like sit down and think about it, this match gets super like interesting. Like there's so many factors that can play a part here.
Funny story, actually. That's the one where Ben made that board with like Shadow, Mewtwo, Silver, and Frieza, and now they're all here.
Yeah, that's true. There you go. But yeah, I mean, all we can really say that we haven't said already is justice for Mewtwo.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Shadow got his.
Yeah, Shadow got his good episode, and now it's Mewtwo's turn.
Yep.
Agreed.
One day.
Well, that was quick. I mean, we've talked about Mewtwo versus Shadow before, so like.
It's just bad. But if Mewtwo gets bad, my favorite for Mewtwo was Tetsuo, but since that's out of the picture, I guess I'll take Sephiroth versus Mewtwo.
The Sephiroth's good too. Yeah, I like that match.
I just don't want Black Lord Greymon.
Fair.
I don't want Black Lord.
I like that match too, but I will 100% take Sephiroth. If anything, just to hear Cameron Nikon to Sephiroth again, because he was really good in that episode. All right, well, glad we got the negativity out of the way in the blink of an eye. What's your favorite episode?
I don't have a favorite episode at this point, but I guess right now I'm feeling Phil vs. Misuka out of sheer bias. Like it changes based on my mood, but like the big 7 ones that I tend to flip-flop around: Bill versus Discord, Kill versus Misuka, Vera versus Obito, Madara versus Aizen, Gogeta versus Vegito, Hulk versus Broly, and Goku Black versus Reverse Slash. Those are like the big ones for me.
All right.
I wonder if you like anime.
Yeah.
Anyway, so cool.
Anyways, just like me, the next episode will definitely just make you pick your answer.
Yeah, imagine that. Well, I mean, that's not specific at all, and we've already talked about all of those. So, like, I mean, do you guys want to pick one? Do you guys want to like pick one out of that group just because like reasons?
I guess like I try to like pick one that is, I guess, different from like what you usually hear. I guess. How about Madara Aizen? What about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Madara Aizen. That's a good one. I mean, all of them are good, but all of them are
very good.
I like. I mean, really, the only thing that's holding that episode back is that I'm not crazy big on either character. That's it. It's
honestly same, but even still, they do a lot. They made me really invested in the fight. Gosh.
Yeah.
So that's good.
It's just fun.
I will say between this and Vader versus Obito, and Sasuke versus EA, obviously, whenever they do an Uchiha, they have to do the Dangerous Gaze riff, otherwise the episode is a 0 out of 10.
Tradition.
Like that is death metal rules at this point. If you do an Uchiha, you have to do that riff. So when are we getting Itachi on the show?
Fun day.
Sometime soon, please.
I'll fight the Undertaker. Don't worry. No, joking. I actually joke about that. That might be a possibility, but whatever.
Watch Itachi be on next week's. I actually don't know if Itachi's been submitted on the ballot, but watch Itachi be on next week's lineup.
That'd be funny.
I actually don't know if any of Itachi's matchups were submitted on that ballot, and even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you.
There you go.
But it'd just be funny that we bring him up, and then next week they're like, "Hey, so Itachi versus whoever is in the running now."
Gosh. Yeah, funny how that works.
Okay, well, aside from Frieza versus Megatron, if that was even the answer in the first place, what's your most wanted episode?
Magneto versus Accelerator at this, right?
Okay.
Hey.
I don't want to tell you about the analytics I found out.
Yeah,
boy.
just don't.
I mean,
Yeah.
again, you can like
Stop
unless
talking.
Magneto.
Stop.
No. This is just okay. Like hypothetically, like what if there's a new Marvel movie that like super hypes up Magneto, and they're like, okay, what's a suggestion? And then there's like, it's right there.
There you go. Yeah, honestly, I will say, after watching Kawaru in prep for Akila and Misaka, yeah, this match really grew on me. Yeah, this is a sick fight, so I could be completely down to see it. So.
And I've got nothing really to add at that point. I mean, like obviously, like Magneto just had an episode, so like I can do with waiting for him to come back for the time being. But like eventually, I mean, I got no qualms with this match, so sure.
Yeah, there you go.
It is probably like the next, like if they ever do bring Magneto back, it's probably this is probably the one they're gonna pick. It was like like between like Accelerator and Tetsuo, like both of them were like in the running to be Magneto's opponent. So yeah. Well, okay. All right, last one, and then we wrap up.
There we go.
So a couple of years ago, we had our big like anniversary season. We had the season of like Legacy, basically. So after that, we started asking people. Like we started like getting more in touch with the community. So basically, what we're trying to ask is, how did you get into Death Battle, and what was your first episode?
My first episode was Goku vs. Superman, so you can imagine how I felt.
Okay.
But I started getting to Death Battle with Snake vs. Sam, and I've just been watching every episode ever since.
There you go.
Fair enough. So how'd you stumble across it? Did it just like pop up at one point?
Reaction videos.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Every single Dragon Ball YouTuber ever at that point reacted to it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a big thing. I'm sure. So.
Yeah. And they in turn dumped on it horribly, but let's not get into that. Man, what a blow up that episode had when it came out. Like basically everybody flocked towards it. It was like, it's finally out because it got delayed. As far as I know, I mean, I wasn't like super in touch with like everything they did at that point. I just kind of like watched the episodes as they came out. But I don't recall seeing any sort of like big announcement that like, yes, by the way, this episode is coming out on this day. And when they did, it was delayed. So fun. Like it just came out in like January 2013, and I had no idea. So when I saw it, I was like, there it is.
There you go.
Death Battle was super weird with its scheduling back then. Either that or I just like wasn't paying attention, because like every time like around that time episodes would just come out to my
definitely
11 to 12-year-old brain. Like they would like they just like happened, and I was like I would like refresh the Screw Attack site like every single day. It was like, is the new episode out? No? Okay.
Oh, the joys of early installment weirdness.
Yeah. I mean, they did have the release date thing for a while, but then they just, like... Either they announced it in a different video or they just stopped up until Season 2. Season 2 got better with it, thankfully. We had a pretty solid idea of when episodes would come out at that point, except for Godzilla vs. Gamera, but that's a different story entirely.
Yep. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, cool. That will basically cover everything.
I think so.
So.
All right.
I'm just very excited. I just hope it's good.
Yeah.
It will be, I'm sure. I have faith in the team.
Yeah. So
I've been
do
waiting
I.
4 years. I sure hope it's good. I've been waiting a while for this one.
Not as long as me. I might go Alex, not for this matchup, but just God.
I understand.
I know. I will like it too. I would like for this to also be in my top 10, in which case I would have another season 10 episode in my top 10. Oh my god.
Yeah, this probably gonna have a lot of those going forward for a lot of people,
Yeah.
which is good.
All right. Cool. So, Hyper, Rena, thank you for joining us this time. It was
No
fun.
problem.
It was fun having you on. And I told this to Hyper last time, but if you guys want to come back, all you got to do is ask. I seriously doubt we would say no.
Yeah, that's totally awesome.
Awesome. I think that's cool.
Mm, yeah.
So yeah, that'll do it. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed Cole versus Alex, that's awesome. I'm screwing this up. If you didn't enjoy it, please let us know how. And make it a challenge. Don't say the analysis. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Hope you're excited for Frieza versus Megatron. If you aren't, please don't be a dick about it.
Yeah, for real.
Agreed.
We didn't even bring that up because we don't have to.
Yeah, just be nice to people. It's not that hard.
It's really not. It's really not that hard.
No, it's not.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Anyways. And I guess let us know what you guys voted for both week 2 and now week 3 of the Tournament of Champions. And I mean week 4 will be out by the time this podcast comes out, but we don't have it, so.
Yep. No, we'll discuss that next time, along with week 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That'll do it. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we will talk to you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.